Studios on all the way. Studios on all the way. I just want one of them kids. They turn off.
Yeah, good.
It's on? Yeah. Okay, all right. Shalom. Right, where the Hebrew Israelites here prophesy the downfall of the speaking kingdom. They speak about the upliftment of God's chosen people. So you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, and they're scattered around the earth. You are the chosen Israelites, and the Lord is coming back only to deliver you. All right, we're coming to take down our enemies. Thus saith the scriptures. And first and foremost, I want to give all the praises, glory, and honor to
Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahushai, Ba'Hashem, Rakadash.
All right? And we want to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations and much love to you. I came out there pushing this word out. The truth is sincere, man. All right? Get me Revelations. Right? Get me Revelations, the second chapter. Okay? Dealing with, according to something verse, dealing with the ones that are overcome. Okay? Because we're finna, these people are stuck here in the word. All right? Because at the end of the day, the Lord is going to exalt his people. Okay, and he's going to raise up the elect out of his people to rule in the kingdom to come. Okay, but only the elect. The rest of our people are going to die. Okay?
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 2 and verse 25.
Yep.
But that which you have already, hold fast till I come.
Yep.
And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations.
Right, he will give power over the nations, showing you that he's going to be ruling the other nations. All right, showing you this is an Israelite of the elect that's going to be ruling these other people. Okay, get me Revelations 13 and 9, or get me Isaiah the second chapter. Right, start with Revelations 13.
Revelation 13 and verse 9. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword.
Hold on. Didn't they lead us into captivity, these Edomites? Right? These so-called white people, which are Edomites according to the Bible? Yeah, so they're going to have to go into captivity, thus saith the scriptures. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about it.
Here is the patience and the faith of the saints.
Right, this is our patience and the faith of the saints, man, which are the Israelites. How come the Christians don't speak about this? This is a major prophecy that has to take place. All right, get me Isaiah the second chapter. But first get me, you know what? First get me Isaiah the 14th chapter. All right, Isaiah 14 and verse 2. Okay,
The book of Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 2. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place. And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids.
Right, so we're going to possess these Edomites and these other nations for servants and handmaids. That's slavery that's going to be taking place in the kingdom of heaven.
And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were.
Right, well, we're not captive under these devils. All right? So the prophecies are going to come to pass, no matter what they say about it. Go ahead.
And they shall rule over their oppressors.
And they shall rule over their oppressors, man. No matter what the nation is, whether it's an Ishmaelite, a so-called Arab, an East Indian, an Elamite, all these other nations are going to be under us, man. All right? The so-called Chinese, all these other nations are going to be under us, man. Okay? Matter of fact, get me, what you got?
And it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established on the top of the mountains. It shall be exalted above the hills.
So the mountain represents what? The government. So our government is going to be above all these other governments. That's starting with Yahweh. Okay? We're going to be exalted above them. Okay?
And all nations shall flow unto it. And many people shall go and say, Come ye, and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, to the house of the power of Jacob. And he will teach us of his ways.
So we're going to have to teach these other nations the right ways of righteousness. They're going to have to learn from us. Okay? That's not happening now. So no, those are not the people. All right? They're imposters. Okay? That's pride. That's identity theft. Okay? Go ahead.
And we will walk in his path. For out of Zion shall go forth the law.
Is the law going forth out of the land of Israel right now? Are they putting almost to sleep? No, they're not. Okay, they have gay parades going on. They got a kosher pig. They got pedophilia going on. All kind of wickedness is going on out there. All right? So that's definitely not the people of the Testament. Okay?
Isaiah chapter 26 and 10. Let favor be shown to the wicked, Yet will he not learn righteousness. In the land of uprightness will he deal unjustly.
Which is what the land of Israel, they're dealing unjustly to those people. Look at what they even do to those Palestinians. Those are heathens, but that just shows you how they deal, man. They said, oh, we're going to take this much land, and before you know it, they have basically all the land on it. Okay? So they're liars. And that's in Esau's nature. That's in these Edomites' nature. They're liars. Okay? See, even this whole thing you see here, this Ukraine march, this is all hypocrisy. Okay? Because what does America do? They go around and they murder way more than Putin has ever murdered in his life. America's went in and destroyed, almost 100,000 civilians in Afghanistan, man? Women and children, and they want to march about some goddamn Ukraine? The hell with Ukraine, man. All right? Make Putin destroy all them Edomites, man. See? Because he's an Edomite, so the Lord's using him for his purpose, man. Give me Ezekiel 38. Give me Jeremiah the 50th chapter. All right? These Edomites are full of hypocrisy, man. All right?
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 38, and verse 2.
Yep.
Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog.
Gog is what? Gog is where Russia is today. All right? This is a prophecy that Russia's going to be going against America. Keep going.
The chief prince of Ashash and Tubal prophesy against him, and sing, thus said the Lord, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Ashash and Tubal.
I am against thee, O God. All right? So he's against Russia too, but he's definitely against America. All right? Go ahead. Keep going.
And I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and will bring thee forth and all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor.
What does it mean it will put hooks in his jaw? That means it will bring him back to his old spirit, that old USSR spirit. Okay? Now they're getting more rowdy. They're gathering up their allies, right? In Ukraine, different places in Africa, South Africa, Ethiopia, all right? You got Libya, all right? Iran, China. They're getting together and they're getting ready to fight against the war, which is America. Go ahead.
Says, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords.
Right. Meaning what? Weaponry, okay? You have to bring that to modern day time. This is a prophecy. They didn't have the weaponry we have today. So they describe it as the weaponry they had back then. Go ahead.
Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet.
Right. Go ahead. So showing you that's their allies.
It says, Gomer and all his bands.
Gomer's dealing with Turkey. These people are all allies of Russia. Okay, they're going to come against America. Go ahead.
The house of Togarmah of the north quarters and all his bands, and many people with thee. Be thou prepared and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them.
Yeah. Right. So and he is a guard unto them. That's why what they did was strategic. They were helping out these different nations, bringing their people into school. But when America was destroying them, all right, or just letting them out to dry, they were actually out there helping, like South Africa, all right. They were building up, bringing them to school in Russia, helping them to grow, But America left them out to dry when colonization and apartheid was happening. So they remember that. Okay, so what are they going to do in the latter day? They're going to go against America. Okay, they're saying it. They're saying, the hell with America. We're rolling with Russia. Go ahead.
Verse 10, thus says the Lord, power, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, shall also come to pass, that at the same time shall things come into thy mind, and thou shalt think an evil thought.
Right, that evil thought is going to be those nuclear missiles is going to shoot up.
And thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages.
That's America. The land of all unwalled villages is America. Okay, go ahead.
I will go to them that are at rest, that dwell safely.
Tell me they're not at rest in America. All right? They haven't been touched yet. Okay, that's why it's called the virgin daughter of Babylon. They haven't been touched yet by war. All right? They want to put all these different countries, man. All right? Vietnam and all these countries. Basically, there's only 3 countries that America did not invade. And they're trying to pull this hypocrisy like Russia's so bad. You devils do the same thing, man. Okay, so that's nothing but hypocrisy, man. Go ahead.
That dwell safely, all of them dwelling without walls and having neither bars nor gates. To take a spoil and to take a prey. To turn thine hand upon the desolate places
And what represents those bars and those gates? The wall. That also represents what? The missile defense system. It's inactive. It's not capable to defend against what Russia and these other nations have. They're behind. They're like 13 years behind. Okay? So the Lord has set them up to be destroyed, man. Go ahead.
And upon the people that are gathered out of the nations, which have gone cattle and goods that dwell in the midst of the land.
Right. Give me Isaiah 34. What you got?
It's the book of Isaiah chapter 13 and verse 17. Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold.
That's the Medes are the Russians, okay? That's where Magog and Gog was, and those are known as the Medes, all right? So they're not going to require, after a while, they're going to try to make a deal to try to calm things down. It's not going to work because the Lord is going to harden their heart. He's going to put a spirit on them, man. Go ahead.
And they shall not delight in it.
Yep.
Their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb.
Right, they're not going to care about women, children, families. They don't give a damn. Even the people of theirs that's in there, they ain't going to care about. Okay? Because their attitude is that you should have got out. You should have came and joined us. All right, go ahead.
Their eye also shall not spare children, and Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldeans' excellency, shall be as when the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah.
It's going to be burnt up. Okay, why was Sodom and Gomorrah burnt up? For the whole freakism, homosexuality, all right? Switching of gender roles, all these different things were starting to go on in Sodom and Gomorrah. Okay? But now look at America. America's the king of that. America that's surpassed Sodom. Right? There's this one person who said that if the Most High doesn't destroy America, he deserved, he owes Sodom and Gomorrah an apology. Okay? That would be hypocrisy. The Lord is not okay? Go ahead. What you got?
Revelation 18 and verse 5. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High hath remembered her iniquities.
Yeah, her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High hath remembered her iniquities, man. So the Lord is not forgetting the iniquities of you Edomites, man. Nor has he forgotten the iniquities of America. That's why America is going to be completely destroyed. The Edomites are going to go into captivity, every one of you, all right? No, but it wasn't me, none of all of you going into captivity. It does say in the prophecy. That's right, all right? Go ahead.
Isaiah 34 and verse 1.
Yep.
Come near, ye nations, to hear, and hearken, ye people.
Yep, hearken, listen. All right, go ahead.
Let the earth hear, and all that is therein, the world and all the things that come forth of it. For the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies. He hath utterly destroyed them, he hath devised them to the slaughter. Their slain also.
Well, what's going to happen? World War III. Because the Lord's going to set it up, man. All right? The Lord's going to set up, he's setting up World War III right now. He's setting up the tension, regardless of what their plans are. There's really a struggle for the power of the New World Order, the NWO, man. Okay? They might be trying to work together in some cases, but ultimately there's a power struggle, man. Somebody wants to be the head of that system. Okay? One of those powers, man. All right? Go ahead.
Verse 3, their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of their carcasses, and mountains shall be melted with their blood, and all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll.
What's going to dissolve the elements? That's going to be that nuclear fire, man. All right? The Lord had everything written from the beginning, and he knew about the nuclear missiles before they were created. Okay? He put it in their mind to create it. Right? He used the devil, these Edomites, these so-called white people, to create this destructive instrument because the Lord knows he's destructive. So he's going to destroy himself with his own weapon. All right? Keep going.
And all their hosts shall fall down as the leaf falleth off the vine, and as the falling fig from the fig tree. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea, and upon the people of my curse to judgment.
Sword being bathed in heaven, meaning the nuclear missiles will go into that outer atmosphere and come back down. Okay? That's what it means. It's going to be bathed in heaven. Go ahead.
Verse 6, the sword of the Lord is filled with blood. It is made fat with fatness.
Meaning what? It's going to kill a lot of people. Go ahead.
And with the blood of lambs and goats and the fat of the kidneys of rams, For the Lord had the sacrifice in Basra.
Basra represents America. Okay, there's going to be a great sacrifice in America. Like thus saith the Lord. That's
right.
What America's going to be destroyed. And everyone that's in America is going to die. Like they're not of the elect. Okay, only the elect is going to be beamed up, man. Go ahead.
And a great slaughter in the land of Idumea.
Yep. Yep. A little bit more.
Verse 7. And the unicorn shall come down with them, and the bullocks with the bulls, and their land shall be soaked with blood, and their dust made fat with fatness. For it is the day of the Lord's vengeance, and the year of recompense for the controversy of Zion.
So why is the Lord doing this? It's for the controversy in Zion. Man. See, you Edomites made a big mistake when you touched the children of Israel. Man. And the thing is, you knew what you were doing. Man. Okay? You made a huge mistake. Man. The Lord got something coming for you. Man. All right? What you got, bro?
This is the book of Joel, chapter 2 and 1. Blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand. A day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness.
Yeah, and there's a dark cloud over America. Okay? There's a dark cloud over America. I believe there was an article that said that. Okay, when it's going to get dark, it's going to get very much darker. Not just America, but all these Edomite countries, like Canada, UK, Sweden, all these Edomite places, man. All right? You see, the Lord is bringing curses upon you, okay? Because you're wicked. You thought you got away. You didn't get away, man. The Lord recorded everything's recorded. It's on video. The Lord didn't get away. All right? Go ahead.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 3 and verse 33.
Yep.
The curse of the Lord is in the house of the wicked, but he blesses the habitation of the just.
Bug out everywhere. Go ahead. These guys screaming, that guy screaming. Bug out. None of them are talking about the prophecy. None of them are talking about what's going on in the earth.
That's right.
Okay? Go ahead.
Back to Joel chapter 2 and verse 2. It says, a day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness, as the morning spread upon the mountains. A great people and a strong, there hath not been ever the like, neither shall be any more after it, even to the years of many generations. A fire devours before them.
A fire. What does that fire represent? That represents nuclear fire. When those missiles hit, it's going to be nuclear fire that's going to devour before them. Go ahead.
And behind them a flame burneth.
Yep.
The land is as the Garden of Eden before them.
Meaning what? There's a certain part where it didn't hit yet. The fire didn't hit yet. So it's like the Garden of Eden. In other words, is they see greenery, they see trees, but the fire is coming. Like when you watch those movies, the wave of fire destroys everything. Go ahead. Terminator 2 is a good example. Go ahead.
And behind them a desolate wilderness.
Behind them, meaning what? The fire devoured it. Okay? Nuclear fire. Go ahead.
Yea, and nothing shall escape them.
Nothing is going to escape this nuclear fire, man. All right? Except for the elect. Okay? Anything that's on the ground is not going to escape. You can't escape that. You can't go in your bunkers and escape. I don't care how deep it is, man. That's going to be your graveyard. Okay? The Lord is setting you people up, man. Go ahead.
The appearance of them is as the appearance of horses, and as horsemen, so shall they run. Like the noise of chariots on the tops of mountains shall they leap. Like the noise of a flame of fire that devours the stubble, as a strong people set in battle array.
Right, so that's speaking about the nuclear missiles. Okay? What you got, bro?
This is Isaiah 14 and verse 23. I will also make it a possession for the bitter, and pools of water. I will sweep it with the besom of destruction, saith the Lord of hosts.
Yes, sir. You're gonna be struck with that destruction. Go ahead.
This is Jeremiah 50 and verse 31. Behold, I am against thee, O thou most proud, saith the Lord, power of hosts.
That's speaking of you Edomites, man. So-called white people. You're known as the most proud in the Bible. Okay? Which is not a good thing. All right? It's talking about that wicked pride, that arrogance. Go ahead.
For thy day is come, the time that I will visit thee.
Well, no, the Lord is going to visit you, man. So the Lord didn't forget, man. He didn't forget nothing. Man. He didn't forget not one thing. Go ahead. No videos, please. No videos, please.
You're on the street.
Yeah.
You can't tell me to take no video.
Okay. Can I take a video of you?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay. Well, I don't want to take a video of you.
You're on a public street.
That doesn't matter, man. I'm asking you nicely.
You are out in the
You see,
public.
you
All right,
Edomites.
I'm
You
gonna
see, you the problem. You Edomites. I'm
You
gonna tell you the problem.
me that.
I'm gonna tell you the
Now,
problem.
if you're gonna get aggressive
You
with me,
Edomites are proud.
if you're gonna
You
get
Edomites are
aggressive
arrogant.
with me-
Give me Obadiah.
All right.
Let me
You
read
know
this
what?
guy's.
Okay.
Yeah, you can record
I
this.
was about to
record it.
record-
No, go
I was
ahead and
about
record
to
it. No,
respect
go ahead and
your
record it. No,
wishes,
go ahead and
but
record it. Go ahead and record it.
because I'll scream back at
Record it,
you.
you devil. Go
This
ahead.
is the book of Obadiah,
Now, you're all going to hell.
chapter 1,
You're all
This
sick
is your
now.
future. This is your future. This is your future. Listen up.
and
Go
verse
ahead.
1, the vision of Obadiah.
Yep.
You
Thus
see what
saith the
kind
Lord
of crowd you
God,
got here? Nobody's
I
listening
have
to
heard a
you.
rumor from the Lord.
You're
And
fools.
an
Listen up,
ambassador
listen
is
up.
sent among the heathen.
Why are you running, man? Listen up.
Arise ye and let us rise up against her in battle.
Uh-huh.
Behold,
Oh, he's running. Why are you running? Why don't you take a recording?
I have made thee small among
Yeah.
the heathen.
I made you small. You're becoming despised amongst the heathen. Go ahead.
Thou art greatly despised.
Yeah, that's why India's running up against you guys, coming up against you, talking about the wickedness of America, of you so-called white people, man. All right, and all the things that you've done to the indigenous people. All right, the so-called blacks and the rest of the people around the earth, man. Okay, and you're being revealed now, man. This is the time of you Edomites being revealed, man. Go ahead.
The pride of thine heart has deceived thee.
See that devil? He was proud, man. He thought he could just come up and report to you. I'm a public street. Nigga, if I come in and report you in front of you with your kids and your wife, you're gonna be like, what the hell's your problem, man? So these devils are a bunch of hypocrites, man. All right, these are our camps. This is our shit. Okay, our things through the power of Yahweh Shinao Shai. Okay, so these Edomites are proud, man. Go ahead.
Thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock,
Yep.
whose habitation is high.
What does the clefts of the rock mean? Caves, man. They're called Caucasian. What does that mean? That means you dwell in the Caucasus Mountains, which are the caves, man. All right, so the Lord is describing you. Go ahead.
That says in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground?
Right, he's so proud, he says, who's going to bring you down? The Lord is bringing you down. Go ahead.
Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle,
Yep.
and though thou set thy nest
Go ahead.
among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, said the Lord.
Right, that's what I bring you down, saying the Lord, man. Okay? Go ahead.
If thieves come to thee, if robbers by night,
Yep.
how art thou cut off?
Right, if thieves came to thee, robbers by night, how would thou put off, man? Go ahead.
Would they not have stolen till they had enough? If the great gatherers came to thee, would they not leave some grapes? How are the things of Esau searched out?
Right, in other words, the Lord is going to destroy you completely, man. And you're going to be brought to nothing, man. That's right. Okay? As the great gatherers would have left something, the Lord ain't going to leave nothing to you devils, man. You devils are going to be completely destitute, man. Destroyed. All right, go ahead.
How are his hidden things sought up?
And by the way, all your riches are going to come to us, man. Because the Lord said, when you gather for the righteous. You see that? Go ahead.
All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee.
Boy, that's speaking about their allies, man. The allies, they're coming up against them. Go ahead.
They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him.
Right. Hey, you see that happening now, man. Okay, those that they might have gave some so-called aid to. All right. And now they're rising up saying, hell with America, man. What you got, bro?
Proverbs 16 and 18. Pride goeth before destruction, and a haughty spirit before fall.
Right. These devils are prideful. They've been prideful from the beginning. Okay, and that pride is arrogance, man. Okay, they're gonna be destroyed because of it, man. All right, the Lord ain't playing with these devils, man. All right, go ahead.
Obadiah 1 and 10. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob shame shall cover thee.
What? Your violence against your brother Jacob. You devils have shown nothing but violence, man. That Edom might act like he didn't do nothing, man. Yo, well, look at your history, man. You've done a lot. Okay? You've done a lot. That's why you feel convicted. Okay? So you devils you're being found out now, man. All right? Go ahead.
Shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever.
Woo, forever. The Lord said he's going to put an end to the Edomite race, man. Okay? That's not my words. That's the Bible's words, man. Coming from Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Go ahead.
Zechariah 2 and 8. For thus saith the Lord of hosts, after the glory had he sent me unto the nations which spoiled you.
Which spoiled you.
For he that touched
You were spoiled by these other nations, right? Even going back to Babylon, ancient Babylon, right? Persia, the Greeks, the Romans, right? And even this modern day Roman Empire now. Go ahead.
For he that touches you touches the apple of his eyes.
So when you touch an Israelite, You're touching the apple of the Heavenly Father's eye when you touch the Israelites, man. So the Lord is going to require that, all right? Go ahead. That's up. What you got, Shabbat? That's up, Shabbat?
It's the book of Job, Job chapter 18, and verse 16. His root shall be dried up from beneath, and above shall his branch be cut off.
Yeah, his root shall be dried up, man. You Edomite's roots is dried up. That's why when the word came out, man, I had to jump in the taxi, man. Why did he stick around to hear the word, man? He probably wasn't even planning on getting the tax. He probably needs to get the bus and that fucking. That's how hot the word is, man. That's how hot the word is, man. He didn't look like he was gonna go get no tax, but that's the fire of that word, man. The word. Look at that. The word is sharper than a two-edged sword. Look at that. Okay, what you got?
The book of Proverbs, chapter 28 and verse 1. The wicked flee, but no man pursue it.
Well, that's it. All right. That's why when we come, we stay here. We don't go nowhere. You can come meet us on the corner and speak about what you want to speak about. All right. You understand? And we'll show you through the scriptures the meaning of your thoughts, the meaning of your questions, man. All right, or your disagreements. Got something else?
It's the book of Genesis, chapter 4 and 12.
Because if you ask these Christians, they ain't gonna answer you no questions, man. They don't know how to act. But let's do an experiment. Anybody go and ask a Christian something about the Bible and come back and ask us? We're gonna have the answer. All right, no matter what you ask, because the Lord is dealing with us, man. The Lord ain't dealing with these fake plantation Christianity, man. All right, which is the worship of white Jesus, that false Jesus, man. We're dealing with the true Lord, which is Yahweh Shai, the so-called black man with white woolly hair, man. That's right. All right, so we're coming in the right spirit. They're coming in a wicked, deceptive, weak spirit, man. Whenever you see a Christian man, he's always weak, and then the woman's bold and masculine. That's what the Christian church is all about, man. I know, it's in my family, bro. The man be all weak, clean shaven. The woman's all bold. It's backwards, man. What you got, bro?
Job 15 and 21. A dreadful sound is in his ears. In prosperity, the destroyer shall come upon him.
Dreadful sound is this word, this new song, man. It's cutting him up, okay? Inside his spirit. Read that. Who got the two-edged sword?
This is Hebrews 4 and verse 12. For the word of the Most High is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword.
The word of the Lord is sharper than any two-edged sword, man. Go ahead.
Piercing even to the dividing asunder of soul and spirit.
So it cuts your soul, man. You see? So that's what gave me a wounded system. Go ahead.
And of the joints and marrows.
Yep.
And is a discerner of thoughts and intents of the heart.
Well, that's it. So that's why when we bring it out, they get hurt. Okay? They get hurt through the spirit, man. We don't gotta fight no fight. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? But by the end of the day, this word is more effective than anything you can do to someone, man. When you got the truth, and you can break it down right. Those Christians don't have the answers to the Bible, man. I challenge anybody to go ask them a question and then come and ask us, man. They're gonna give you fluff and fluff, man. Oh, Jesus, love, 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 love. The Bible's not all love, man. Don't you know the Lord flooded the whole earth, man, and left 8 people? Was that love? No. The Lord deals with judgment too. All right? And he's bringing judgment to you wicked people, man. That's right. All right? For the controversy of Zion. Go ahead.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 18 and verse 14.
Yes, sir.
The spirit of a man will sustain his infirmity.
Right.
But a wounded spirit, who can bear?
See, when your spirit is wounded, you can't bear that. That's why these Edomites are bugging out. You got that right-wing devil. What's his name, man? He was one of them alt-right Edomites, man. Okay, he was breaking down on the camera. Oh, they're taking it away from us. He was breaking down because truth said he's hearing this word too. All these guys are hearing the prophets speak, man. That's why he said, yeah, and I'm complaining about it. Because who's getting on him for complaining? Us. All right, because these devils are a bunch of hypocrites, man. What you got, bro?
This is 2 Thessalonians 2 and verse 8. And verse 7. For the mystery of iniquity doth already work.
Yep.
Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. And then
he who now will let is the Heavenly Father. He's allowing him to rule for now. Go ahead.
And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth.
That's what's his name? That guy, that one guy. Got his name.
Whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming.
Right. Which the spirit of his mouth is his prophets, man. We're bringing down this kingdom spiritually through the words first, man. All right? And it's bringing forth truth out of the earth, man. Now you have people mainstream saying things that we've been saying years ago, man. Because that's the spirit of the Lord working, man. Okay? What you got, bro?
This is the book of 2 Peter, chapter 2, and verse 5. And spare not the old world, but save Noah, the eighth person, a preacher of righteousness, bringing the flood upon the world of the ungodly.
Right, bringing the flood upon the world of the ungodly, man. All right? So if the Lord brought the flood and destroyed all people except for 8 people on the earth because the world was drenched in wickedness, what do you think he's going to do to this earth now? You don't think he's going to bring judgment again? This earth is surpassed the old world, man, in wickedness. You kidding me? Trans this, trans that, women over men, all right? Edomites acting like they're pedophile rings, right? They get a slap on the wrist. That new attorney, that black girl magic, that demon, whatever her name was, she's letting off pedophiles. She's giving pedophiles a slap on the wrist, man. That judge, whatever she is, that judge, whatever the hell she is, man. Forgot her name, man. Okay, you know what I'm talking about? Find her name, bro. People find her name. Find her name. Find the right name for that shit. And these black women are going crazy over this chick. She's a demon, man. And you know she's married to a so-called white man. Probably a so-called Jew. Probably an Amalekite. Okay? And she's letting off pedophiles with a slap on the wrist. And then the girl asked her, what is, define a female. Define a woman. She couldn't define it. She's like, well, technically, I don't know. What? Aren't you supposed to be, wait a minute, aren't you a woman? But you can't define what a woman is? Because they're trying to push that confusion. And they don't even see that Esau is actually replacing women. So all these people that are in the sports, they're all men. Most of them that are winning now, they're men.
Yeah.
The dude was 400, what's that guy? He was 450 in the men's division, 450th place. And he goes to the women's division, he's beating everybody. That's confusion. But these people don't say shit about that because they think that's cool. They think that's cute. That's why righteousness has to be established back on the earth.
That's right.
All right? What you got? Bring it up.
This is Habakkuk 1 and verse 4. Therefore the lie slack, and judgment doth never go forth. For the wicked doth compass the righteous, therefore wrong judgment proceeded.
Yo, wrong judgment proceeded, man. Because what? The wicked compasses the righteous, man. All right? And the righteous is about to be put back in power. What do you think is going to be done to the wicked? The Lord's going to take them out, man. Go ahead.
2 Peter chapter 2 and 6, and turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemning them with an overthrow, making them an example unto those that after should live ungodly.
Those that should afterwards live ungodly. Those that should afterwards live ungodly. Okay? So this, what are they doing right now? They're living ungodly. And Sodom and Gomorrah was an example. All right? What happened in Sodom and Gomorrah? There were all type of homosexuals, all type of lesbos, all type of probably butchers running around. All right? And then you got guys floating around with their broke wrists. All right? Bestiality. And that goes on in this kingdom too. There's certain states in America, and I think in Canada probably too, that you're allowed to actually marry an animal, man. You think the Lord's not going to destroy this place, man? The Lord is going to do away with America, number one, and then he's going to set up a righteous rulership. That's right. Starting with the Israelites, man. The men of the Lord. Okay? Notice I said men. All right? The men are coming back. The men of the Lord, the men of Israelites, the Israelite men are coming back to their manhood, man. All right? And they're coming back into power. All right? What you got, bro?
This is 2 Peter 3 and verse 5. For this they willingly are ignorant of, that by the word of the Most High the heavens were of old, and the earth standing out of the water and the water, whereby the world the world that then was being overflowed with water perished, but the heavens and the earth, which are now by the same word are kept in store, reserved unto fire against the day of judgment.
Right, that fire is nuclear fire, man. Right? That's the nuclear fire that is reserved for. All right? Give me Isaiah the 9th chapter. Give me Isaiah the 9th. Give me Isaiah the 9th. All right? 5. Go ahead, bring it up.
And perdition of ungodly men.
Yep.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 9 and verse 5. For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise, and garments rolled in blood.
Right, so back in the day, they used to have them wars where one were standing on one side, the other one on the other side, and they would run up with their swords and their shields and actually fight hand to hand. All right, go ahead.
And garments rolled in blood.
Yep.
But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire.
This is a prophecy showing you this war that's coming up is going to be with burning and fuel of fire. So this is a different war. This is not the same ancient war that used to happen, man. Okay, this is a new war. This is a nuclear war that's prophesied to happen. All right? It's going to be Russia and their allies versus America. All right? And their little allies that they're going to have left, which is not going to be a lot. Okay? It's basically going to be America and the state of Israel alone, man. When I said the state, those are the fake, those are not the true Israelites, man. Okay? Those are Amalek. Okay? What you got, bro?
Proverbs 16:4. The Lord made all things for himself.
Yep.
Yeah, even the wicked for the day of evil.
Yet even the wicked for the day of evil. All right? Even the wicked for the day of evil, man. All right? So these Edomites, these so-called white people, were created to do what they're doing, man. Right? For the day of evil, because they're the wicked. All right? They're not you think they're the righteous? Come on, man. They're the wicked, according to the Bible. The scriptures clearly describes it, man. All right? And we're bringing it out. What you got, bro?
There's a little more.
A little more, keep going.
Everyone that is proud in heart is an abomination to the Lord.
Everyone that is proud in heart is an abomination to the Lord. And these Edomites are known as what? The most proud. Go ahead.
Though hand join in hand, he shall not be unpunished.
Yep, that's right. That's right. So I don't care how much, whether the N-Dub wants to marry an Edomite or whatever the character, but Jake loves Esau, he's going to perish with them. Man. Okay, that's all.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 13 and verse 15.
Yep.
Everyone that is found shall be thrust through,
Yep.
and everyone that is joined unto them
Yep.
shall fall by
You
the
can't
sword.
join unto these devils, man. All right? You're separate from them. Well, the scripture said that two manner of people shall be separated, man. Right? Jacob and Esau were two different sorts of people. All right? You can't, it's just like even now, we can't even mix with people in the world, man. It's the same way that Esau can't mix with Jacob. I had this guy tell me, come upstairs, we can have girls upstairs. I thought about it and I said, you know what, I can't, what am I going to talk about? What are we going to talk about, man? You know what I'm saying? I don't have nothing in common. Unless, you know what I'm saying? These people of the world, man. Unless I knew you from way, way back and, but other than that,
Amos chapter 3, verse 3. Can two walk together except they be agreed?
Right, can two walk together except they be agreed? And get me the account of Esau. Genesis 25, 25th verse.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 25 and verse 22. And the children struck, verse 21, and Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife, because she was barren. And the Lord was entreated of him, and Rebekah his wife conceived. And the children struggled together within her.
Meaning what? They were fighting in the womb. All right, so the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, the Israelites, were fighting against the so-called white man, the Edomites, even in the womb, going back to Genesis, the 25th chapter. Right? Go ahead.
And Rebekah, and the Lord was entreated. And she said, if it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of the Lord. And the Lord said unto her, two nations are in thy wombs, and two manner of people shall be separated from thy
See,
bowels.
we're opposite from them. We're actual exact opposites from these Edomites. All right, so Jacob's trying to change himself to fit in. He's literally changing his nature to try to fit in with the devil. Okay? You see, because the Lord said there's two manner of people, two types of people. All right? We like our food well done, man. We like, we like seasoning and stuff. Okay? We can dance, we can sing, we can do all these different things, man. All right? We got spirit, man. Esau's a dead spirit. He's spiritless. Okay? Like that dude David Wood talking about, I don't have emotion. Yeah, you don't have emotion because you're an Edomite. All right? You can't let somebody like that watch over your kids. But we're two different manner of people, man. Go ahead.
Sirach, chapter 23 and verse 14. Good is set against evil, and life against death.
Right, good is set against evil. Go ahead.
So is the godly against the sinner, and the sinner against the godly.
This is why we don't mess with these people, man. All right? The majority of the people on the earth we don't mess with because we're dealing with the good, they're dealing with the wicked. All
look upon all the works of the Most High, and there are two and two, one against another.
Right. You have something else? No, that's not that. What you got, Shaquat? You want to read something? Read that.
Ecclesiastes 33 and verse 11. And much knowledge hath the Lord divided them and made their ways diverse. Some of them hath he blessed and exalted, and some of them hath he sanctified and set near himself. But
Who the Israelites? Go ahead.
some of them hath he cursed and brought low.
Which are the Edomites. He cursed the Edomites and brought them low. All right? And when he's about to bring them low. Okay? The Lord said, although they built, I will throw down. So Esau doesn't have, and they feel it in their, like one Edomite said, she feels it in their throat. But they feel it in their throat, man. Okay, that their time is up. And you know what's next? Slavery. That's right. Under the Israelites, man. Kohaloyim Yahweh Shem Yahushai. All praises to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. So we're tired of these devils, man. What you got, bro? Go ahead.
This is 2 Corinthians 6 and verse 14.
Yep.
Be ye not unequally yoked with unbelievers. For what fellowship hath righteousness with unrighteousness? And what communion hath light with darkness?
Now, what communion have light with darkness, man? See what I'm saying? We don't have no communion with these people, man. When you talk to these niggas in the world, what they gonna talk about? Smoking weed, committing adultery, you know? Some wickedness, some off shit. All right? You talk to an Edomite, what's he gonna talk about? Eating rare steak, you know what I mean? What you got? Go ahead.
Verse 15. And what conquereth hath Yahushai with Belial? Or what part hath he that believeth with the infidel?
Right, we don't have no problem with these people, man. Okay? That's why the Lord said, well, I'm not of this, get me that, right? I'm not of this world, man. The Lord wasn't of this world, man. The same way we're not of this world. See? He came through. He came and he was of a different spirit, different countenance, man. Yeah, what you got?
Habakkuk 2 and 4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith.
The just shall live by faith, the righteous. See, but Esau doesn't move like that. Go ahead.
Romans 8 and 5. For they that are after the flesh do mind the things of the flesh, but they that are after the Spirit the things of the Spirit. For to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace. Because the carnal mind is enmity against the Most High, for it is not subject to the law of the Most High, neither can be. So then they that are in the flesh cannot please the Most High.
Right. So ultimately, it's Esau's is a carnal. He's carnal. That's why he sold his birthright for that piece of meat. All right, that food, those lentils. That's it. Okay, because he's carnal. He doesn't have that. He doesn't have integrity. It's a demon. All right. Yo, brother, just get up. Deal with the post thing for now. Like deal with the post. You know what I mean? You can pause here every now and then, but also focus on standing that way. You know what I mean? Yeah, one leg exactly. Boom. What you got, bro?
This is John 8 and verse 23. And he said unto them, Ye are from beneath, I am from above. Ye are of this world.
You gotta tighten up. That's why. That's all. We just gotta tighten up. I just gotta tighten up. Go ahead.
Ye are of this world. I am not of this world.
Ye are of this world. I am not of this world, man. All right. See, so Yahushua was not of this world. Man. Yahushua was of the Heavenly Father, man. He came directly from the throne. You know. What you got?
Back to 2 Peter, chapter 2 and verse 9.
Yep.
The Lord knoweth how to deliver the godly out of temptation, and to reserve the unjust unto the day of judgment, to be punished.
Right, and these Edomites don't believe they're going to be punished, but we know they're going to be punished, man, because the Lord said it, man. All right, he described them, all right, and he said what he's going to do to them. Right? Okay, they're trying to leave from their nationality, man. All right, be proud of being an Edomite. Okay, it says rejoice, O daughter of Edom. Get me that, man. Rejoice, and then after that, that's when the judgment's going to come. What you got, bro?
Ecclesiastes chapter 16 and verse 11.
Yeah.
And if there be one stiff-necked among the people, it is a marvel if he escape unpunished.
Esau is definitely okay. Go ahead.
For mercy and wrath are with him. He is mighty to forgive and to pour out his pleasure.
Yeah.
Book of Lamentations, the 4th chapter, the 21st verse.
Yeah.
Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom.
Yeah, so this is speaking to you so-called white people, man. right? Rejoice and be glad. Go max out your credit card. Do what you gotta do. Because your time is up, man. Go ahead.
That dwelleth in the land of Uz.
That dwelleth in the land of Uz, meaning what? That's the chief city. Go ahead.
The cup also shall pass through unto thee.
Meaning what? You're gonna get judgment. The Lord is gonna judge you devils, man. Alright? Go ahead.
Thou shalt be drunken and shalt make thyself naked.
Yep. Meaning what? You're gonna be shamed. When you make yourself naked, that represents shame is coming upon you. Okay? And it's gonna increase. It's not gonna slow down. No, it's gonna increase. All these nations are starting to figure out that you're a hypocrite. Alright? Go ahead. Matter of fact, give me Jeremiah 49, man.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 49, and verse 12. For thus said the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have assuredly drunken.
Meaning what? We drank of that cup. We drank of slavery, genocide, all these different evils that Esau put upon us, torture, all that stuff. You feel me? All right. So Esau was taking babies and feeding them to alligators and things like that. His history, he didn't tell you the full history. He told you like a little snippet, man, of what he did, man. All right. And they try to paint it with a nice paint, colorful brush. Go ahead. Keep going. Yeah.
And art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished?
Are you Edomites going to go unpunished? Let's see what the Lord says.
Thou shalt not go unpunished.
Thou shalt not go unpunished. That means no. There's no way these Edomites, these so-called white people, are going to get away with what they've done. It's not possible, man. All right? We're here to tell you, man. Rejoice and be glad, meaning what? Go ahead and live it up, because after this, that's it. All right? You only have maybe a couple more years left, and the Lord is going to come back and destroy you devils, man. And we're going to all grab you up and put you into slavery. Get me Psalms 147, 49, yep. Yep, read what you got.
This is the book of Nahum, chapter 1 and verse 2.
Yes, sir.
The Most High is jealous, and the Lord revengeth.
Oh, revenge. They don't like that. They like revenge when it's for them, but there's revenge for his people too. And we're his people. We're the sons of God, man. All right? The ones you were calling niggers and sticks and all these different terms are really the sons of God. And the Lord is going to show you that. Get me that in Wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter. All right? The savages and all them different bywords and proverbs. The Lord is going to show you we're his people. All right? And you're nothing but a damn Edomite, man. Go ahead.
And is furious. The Lord will take vengeance on his adversaries.
Keep going.
And he reserveth wrath for his enemies.
Yeah, and the enemies are those that are enemies of the Israelites, man. Go ahead.
The Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, is slow to anger.
Yeah. Oh, what does that mean he's slow to anger? That means that he didn't judge you right away. They think they got away. He didn't, he's waiting. This is all a judgment. Everything that's building up in the society is all a judgment. It's dominoes setting up for a great fall, man. All right? Oh, get me Ecclesiastes 5 or Ecclesiastes 8.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 8.
No, you stay on what you are. You didn't finish that yet. No. Get Ecclesiastes 8 and 11. You read. Go ahead.
This is Ecclesiastes 8 and
No. Keep reading, and then I'm going to get that out.
It says, the Lord is slow to anger and great in power, and will not at all acquit the wicked.
He will not at all acquit the wicked. All right? The wicked will not be acquitted. Okay?
The Lord hath his way in the whirlwind and in the storm, and the clouds are the dust of his feet.
All right? Go ahead.
This is Ecclesiastes 8 and verse 11. Because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily.
Right. Because you weren't judged right away, it wasn't executed speedily, because the Lord is long suffering. All right, go ahead.
Therefore, the heart of sons of men is fully set in them to do evil.
Therefore, these Edomites thought the Lord was with them, man. The Lord ain't with you devils, man. The Lord is with us, man. The Lord is with the Israelites, man. Don't you get it? This was all a setup, man. And the Lord's coming to take all you devils down, man. Every last one of you. And what we're going to do is we're going to put you in slavery. Get me Psalms 149. Did you get that yet? Right here. Okay, go ahead, read that, bro.
This is Psalms 149.
So prepare for slavery. Prepare to work, man. Because you devils ain't going to be living. You know what I mean? It's messed up that your elites, duped you. It's messed up your elites took all the blessing for themselves. All right? But it doesn't matter. All you Edomites are going to slavery. Go ahead.
This is Psalms 149 and verse 4.
Yep.
For the Lord taketh pleasure in his people. He will beautify the meek with salvation. Let the saints be Let the saints be joyful in glory. Let them sing aloud upon their
Who are the
beds.
saints? The saints are the Israelites, man. The 12 tribes of Israel. So-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans in today's terms, man. All right? Go ahead.
Let the high praises of the Most High be in their mouth,
Yep.
with the two-edged sword, with the two-edged sword in their hands,
Yep.
to execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishments upon the people, to bind their kings with chains
So we're going to bind the kings of the Edomites with chains. Go ahead.
and their
Well,
nobles
not just Esau, the rest of the nations too. But let's focus on Esau. Go ahead.
and their nobles with feathers of iron,
Yep.
to execute upon them the judgment written.
To execute upon them the judgment written. There's a judgment that's written for the Edomites, man. All right? They've done a lot of wickedness, and the Lord is preparing the judgment. Okay? Go ahead.
This honor have all his saints, praise ye the Lord.
It's going to be an honor. It's going to be an honor to do that. Put them in captivity. And we're not going to be nice with these devils. All right? We're going to put them in straight up hardcore slavery. Sure? What you got?
This is Psalms 50 and verse 21.
Yep.
These things hast thou done, and I kept silence. Thou thoughtest that I was altogether such as one as thyself.
Oh, yeah, the Lord, the manifest destiny, right? They thought the Lord was with them. The Lord ain't with you, devils, man. Yes, it was manifest destiny because it was prophecy, but the Lord was not with you. The Lord's going to judge you, devils, man. That was all set up for prophecy's sake, right? Go ahead.
But I will reprove thee and set them in order before thine eyes.
And this is us being put in order before their eyes, man. Keep going.
Now consider this, ye that forget the Most High,
Yep.
lest I tear you in pieces, and there be none to deliver.
And they are going to get torn in pieces. These Edomites don't know what the Lord got coming. This kingdom is going down bitterly. It's not going to go down nicely. It's going to go down bitterly. All right? Famine, all right? Pestilence, all kinds of things are going to increase in the earth because the Lord is bringing judgment, man. All right? Read that. Read Wisdom of Solomon in the 5th chapter. What you got?
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 13 and verse 11. And I will punish the world for their evil.
Right. And all, matter of fact, all our people that are joined to the devil, they're going to die with the devil. Get me Isaiah 65 and 12. They're not going to be covered by the Lord. Okay, go ahead.
And I will punish the world for their evil, and the wicked for their iniquity.
Right.
And I will cause the arrogance of the proud to cease.
Right, that's speaking about you Edomites. You Edomites are known as the arrogant, the proud, okay, the most proud, all right? That's why you go around the earth trying to police people when you do the same thing, because you're a devil, you're a hypocrite, man. All right, we just got to tell you how it is, man. Go ahead.
And I will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible.
Yep.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 47 and verse 11. Therefore shall evil come upon thee, thou shalt not know from whence it rises.
Why?
And mischief shall fall upon thee, thou shalt not be able to put it off. And desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know.
Yo, you devils have a lot to pay for, man. Hey, you got a lot to pay for. We didn't do it, you did it, man. All right? You can't blame nobody for that. Oh, what about Genghis Khan? Genghis Khan is, what are you talking about? It has nothing to do with you. Stop blaming people for your problems, man. Pull up yourself by the bootstraps, golly. Right? You fucking devils, man. These devils are a bunch of hypocrites, man. And it's funny to see them squirm too, man. All right? Because they're at the end of their kingdom, man. All right? And them devils are saying that all the time, but then you have this so-called, this alt-right Edomite, this top racist Edomite, and he's crying and complaining on camera. I'm like, wait a minute, where's your Edomite pride, man? That was it?
Verse 14, behold, they shall be as stubble, the fire shall burn them.
Yeah.
They shall not deliver themselves from the power of the flame.
Right.
There shall not be a coal to warm at, nor fire to sit before it.
That's it. Give me Wisdom of Solomon in the 5th chapter.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, and verse 1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted
And
him.
we're standing in great boldness. This is prophecy, man. All right, we're standing in great boldness before the face of such that have afflicted us, man. All right, because if we did this, let's say 100 years ago, they would have lynched us, man. Like they did Nat Turner. You see what I'm saying? Chopped off our penis and put it in a pickle jar. They're doing that. All right, all right. Well, I got something for you. I got the Bible for you, man. All right, you don't know what you're talking about. Keep going. Read.
And made no account of his labors.
Made no account for his labors, man. All right, you see? Go ahead.
When they see it, they shall be troubled, with terrible fear,
Yep.
and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation,
Uh-huh.
so far beyond all that they look for. And they repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit,
Right.
shall say within themselves, this was he whom we had sometimes of derision,
This is he whom we have sometime in derision, okay?
and a proverb of reproach.
What's a proverb of reproach? Like for like nigger, tonto, whatever. All these different savage, all these different bywords. That's a proverb of reproach. Okay, that's reproaching. All right. So those people that we had in reproach, go ahead.
We fools accounted his life madness,
They accounted our lives madness. Go ahead.
and his end to be without honor.
Uh-huh.
How is he numbered among the children of the Most High?
They're gonna find out that we're numbered among the children of the heavenly, that we are the sons of God.
Right.
All right. Why do you think Michael Jordan could jump from the free throw line? Because he's a son of God. Don't you get it? Right? LeBron James, all these, you could go on for you forever, man. We are the sons of God. The Lord gave us that power because we are the sons of God. All right? And the Lord's going to give us the power to take down our enemies too. All right? Starting with Yahweh Shai. All right? Yahweh Shai is going to really do to take it down, but we're going to, come in after.
That's right.
Gather them up. What you got, bro?
Real quick.
Book of Jeremiah, chapter
Hold on. Keep going.
And his lot is among the saints. Therefore have we erred from our way of truth, and the light of righteousness hath not shined unto us.
Right.
And the sun of righteousness rose not upon
The son
us.
of righteousness is not going to rise on them. Get me Malachi 4:2. Okay, the son of righteousness is rising upon us. All right. This is why we have the knowledge, man, because the Lord gave it to us, man. Not because of us, because the Lord gave it to us. Right. He opened our mind. All right. What?
Malachi 4 and verse 2. But unto you that fear my name shall the Son of Righteousness arise with healing in his wings.
To those that fear his name, the son of righteousness is going to arise with healing, because he's coming to heal who? The brokenhearted. Man. You see what I'm saying? The Israelites. Man. Go ahead.
And ye shall go forth and grow up as calves of the stall. And ye shall tread down the wicked, for they shall be ashes under the soles of your feet.
But we're going to tread down the wicked too. All right? So it's balanced. The Lord's going to heal us, but there's also going to be healing. There's also going to be captivity. Some were bound, some were, give me that. Some were bound. All right? There's balance, man. And good news for somebody means bad news for somebody else, man. If they have enemies, right? And we have enemies. All right? You see? Go ahead.
Just a bit more. The soles of your feet, and the day that I shall do this, saith the Lord of hosts.
Right. Okay. What you got, bro?
Second
Okay, read what you got.
Second Maccabees 8:31. And thou, that hast been the author of all mischiefs against the Hebrews, shall not escape the hand of the Most High.
Right, that's the same thing with these Edomites. They've been the author of all mischief against us. All right, so they're not going to escape the hand of the Heavenly Father. What?
For we suffer because of our sins. And though the living Lord be angry with us a little while for a chastening and correction, yet shall he be at once again with his servants. But thou, O godless man, and all other most wicked, be not lifted up without cause, nor buffeted up with uncertain hopes, lifting up thy hands against the servants of the Most High. For thou hast not yet escaped the judgment of the Almighty Power, who seeth all things.
Yep, that's it. That's it.
The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 13, and verse 13. And there came much people unto him, whereof some were glad, some were sorry, some of them were bound.
Woo. So some were glad. So when the Lord comes, some are going to be glad, which is going to be us. All right, the elect, Lord willing, we're of that number. All right, and some were bound, meaning some are going to be in captivity when the Lord comes back. Okay, because the Lord, what it says in Psalms 149, we're going to take the kings and the nobles of these people and put them in chains. All right, go ahead.
Some of them were bound, and some brought of them that were offered.
Yep.
Then was I sick from great fear, and I waked and said,
That's another way.
this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 14, and verse 2. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids.
Woo, in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids, man. All right, so that means we're going to have servants, man. We're going to have slaves. See, go ahead.
And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were.
And we're going to take them captives whose captives we were. That's prophecy, man. You can't stop prophecy. All right? There's nothing that they can do to stop it. They can laugh, they can cry, they can do whatever they want. But ultimately, prophecy is going to come to pass, man. We'll see. You know, we'll see what's going to happen. We will see. You know? We're cool as a cucumber, man. Like Mike Tyson, when that guy came up, that was probably a setup. We're cool as a cucumber, bro. Massage, brother. All right? All right? We're cool as a cucumber when it comes to this thing, because we know it's coming to pass. Right? You see? What?
Nahum 2 and 8. But Nineveh is of old like a pool of water, yet they shall flee away. Stand, stand, shall they cry, but none shall look back.
Yeah, well, they're going to be. Well, this is modern day. This is representative of Nineveh as well. Okay, this is going to be destroyed. They're going to be destroyed the same way. All right? What you got, man? That's up? No? What?
This is Psalms 58 and verse 10. The righteous shall rejoice when he seeth the vengeance. He shall wash his feet in the blood of the wicked, so that a man shall say, verily, there is a reward with the righteous. Verily, he is a power that judgeth in the earth.
That's it, man. All right? The Lord is bringing judgment, man. All right? He's not playing. He didn't have his, he's not having his, he's not resting, man. He's looking at everything that's going on and bringing forth judgment. All right? Okay? He who made the eyes shall he not see. He can see everything that you devils have done. That's the problem, man. All right? Give me Isaiah the 60th chapter. Yeah. Well, when his son was crucified, that was only 2 days ago. All right? In the spiritual realm. Right? Like Ecclesiastes said, which makes sense, that we, like, our time when we're up in the heavens, that might not be a short time on earth. Like, we're up there for who knows how long much years. But who knows?
Oh, yeah.
Who knows? Who knows? We don't know. You know what I'm saying? They might have time, they might go, thank God. You know? And before they know, someone's kicking in the boat. You see? Go ahead. What you got? What you got? You got nothing? All right, go ahead, brother. Yeah, Isaiah 16.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 16, verse 1. Arise, shine, for thy light is come, and the glory of the Lord is risen upon thee. For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people.
Right.
But the Lord shall arise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee.
Right. Gross darkness is covering the people because Esau has put a lot of deception in the earth. All right. So we're breaking down those strongholds. We're breaking down the deception, telling the truth, right? 100% truth. And that's why we're going to be persecuted, because the truth is a threat to the society. Okay. When you tell the truth, man, it's a threat. So they're going to try to persecute us. Right? But that's all prophecy. Right? Go ahead.
It reads on, and the Gentiles shall come to thy light, and kings to the brightness of thy rising. Lift up thine eyes round about, and see, all they gather themselves together.
Yeah.
They come to thee, and thy son shall come from far, and thy daughter shall be nursed at thy side. Then thou shalt see, and flow together, and thine heart shall fear, and be enlarged, because the abundance of the sea shall be converted unto thee. The forces of the Gentiles shall come unto thee. The multitudes of camels.
You know what we're gonna take? We're gonna take all their riches, man. Everything that they have, they're gonna come to us, man. Go ahead. Get me Revelations 20:21. Go ahead.
The multitude of camels shall cover thee. The dromedaries of Midian and Ephah. All they from Sheba shall come. They shall bring gold. They shall bring gold and incense. They shall shew forth the praise of the Lord. So they're going to come and deliver all their resources unto the elected nation of Israel. All right? And ultimately to all Israel, because we're going to reign over all these other nations. All the flocks of Kedar shall be gathered together unto thee. The rams of Libya shall minister unto thee. They shall come up with acceptance on mine altar, and I will glorify the house of my glory. Right? The precept that said that all knees shall bow at the presence of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. All right, so at that time, it's not going to be a Buddha, a so-called Allah, whatever you call it. It's not going to be other gods, man. The only power known is going to be Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. That's something. Yeah. This is Isaiah 2 and verse 11. The lofty looks of man shall be humble, and the haughtiness of man shall be bowed down, and the Lord alone shall be exalted in that day.
That's it. Beautiful, right? Yahweh Hashem Shai is going to establish his kingdom, a perpetual kingdom, okay, which all nations are going to serve, man. Okay, the shall take the kingdom. You know, it says, all the flocks of Kedar shall be gathered together unto thee, the rams of Nibia shall minister unto thee, they shall come up with acceptance on mine altar, and will glorify the house of my glory. And minister goes into serve. Alright? Because what? The elect ultimately going to be kings and priests on the earth. Okay? We're going to have the law, statutes, and commandments in our inward parts, as it is written in the book of Jeremiah, I believe the 31st chapter. The book in Hebrew definitely says in the 8th chapter, in the 8th verse, okay, that the law, statutes, and commandments are going to be in our inward parts. Therefore, we're going to be ruling in righteousness. Alright? Who are these that fly as a cloud and as the doves of their windows?
This is Daniel 7 and verse 18. But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever.
Right, so the sanctified ones, the holy ones, the sanctified ones, the elect, okay, are going to take the kingdom, all right? Is it going to be in a gentle manner? No. Once Yahweh Hashem Shai gives us those extraterrestrial bodies, we're going to come and establish the kingdom by force, okay? As we read in Psalms 149, we're going to take these nobles, the bankers, those that are hidden in those bunkers, tie them up in chains, and they're going to serve us, man. Just like we were serving them.
This is Isaiah 41 and verse 14. Fear not, thou worm Jacob, and ye men of Israel. I will help thee, saith the Lord, and thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel. Behold, I will make thee a new sharp threshing instrument having teeth, and thou shalt thresh the mountains and beat them small, and shall make the hills a shaft.
Right, so we're going to destroy these different governments. All right? So the Lord, being a man of war, is going to transform us into ultimate warriors, man. Supermans, if you will. Okay?
Jeremiah 51 and verse 19. The portion of Jacob is not like them. He is the former of all
This is
things.
our portion. Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. He's not like these other fake gods. Okay? These gods, they have eyes, but they can't see. Okay? They have ears, but they can't hear. Okay? They're creations of man. Alright, go on.
And Israel is the rod of his inheritance. The Lord of hosts is his name. Thou art my battle axe and weapon of war. For when
Who is the thou? The elected nation of Israel. Okay? Go on.
thou art my battle axe and weapons of war. For with thee will I break in pieces the nations, and with thee will I destroy kingdoms, and with thee will I break in pieces the horse and his rider, and with thee will I break in pieces the chariot and his rider. With thee also will I break in pieces man and woman, and with thee will I break in pieces old and young, and with thee will I break in pieces the young man and the maid. I will also break in pieces with thee the shepherd of his flock, and with thee will I break in pieces the husbandman and his yoke of oxen, and with thee will I break in pieces captains and rulers.
That's right. Alright? The Lord's going to give us superpowers, man, supernatural powers. We're going to be able to control these different elements, man. Okay? Might just swing the wind upon you, blow you over. Okay? Transport you and throw you into a volcano. Alright? Yahweh Hashem Yahshua is going to let us be very creative against these devils. Okay? Hey, the scripture says, repay them double for what they have done unto us.
This is Micah. Micah 4 and verse 13. Arise and thresh, O daughter of Zion, for I will make thine horn iron, and I will make thy hoofs brass, and thou shalt beat in pieces many people, and I will consecrate their gate unto the Lord, and their substance unto the Lord of the whole earth.
That's why it says, in their glory, we shall boast themselves, okay? So when we go to war, yeah, we're going to spoil you, and we're also going to take your women, okay, which is your glory, all right? And that's, hey,
You gotta shake their hair.
We might not. We'll keep it. All statutes and commandments. IUIC you have that First Thessalonians? That Second Thessalonians?
2 Thessalonians chapter 1 and verse 6. Seeing it is a righteous thing with the Most High to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you.
Yeah, so it's righteous. It's not wicked. All right? We talk about, oh, that's something that you can't fight evil with evil. That's the plantation, slave Bible mentality. All right? The Lord didn't say that it's evil to bring for judgment to happen to your enemy. No. All right? The Lord deals with vengeance. He deals with revenge. Okay? But at this time, what do we do? We're waiting. It says, wait me upon me. Get me that. Okay? That's the difference. We're waiting upon the Lord. That's what we're doing. All right? You see what I'm saying to you? Saying turn the other cheek. I mean, basically, we got to suffer this world, you know, for the time being, man. Certain people. But it doesn't mean someone punching you shoulder to shoulder. No, punch this side, too. Don't forget this side. That's all it means, man. Right?
This is the book of...
So to come up and you defend yourself. But at the end of the day, we're not out here. We're not trying to get to that. We're trying to de-escalate using wisdom. Go ahead.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 21 and 24.
Yeah.
Eye for eye, tooth for tooth, hand for hand, foot for foot. Burning for burning.
Right. So that everything you're supposed to get back everything that you take. So these Edomites got a lot. They got a lot of. They got a lot to pay. Their tablets. The amount of murder and destruction that they've done. Their tablets through the roof, bro. Go ahead.
And if any mischief follow, then thou shalt give life for life.
Yep.
Burning for burning, wound for wound,
Yep.
stripe for stripe.
And that's in the law. Okay. But is this our kingdom? No. So we gotta wait for the Lord. Did you get that wisdom?
This is the book of Zephaniah, chapter 3, and verse 8. Therefore will ye upon me, said Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, until the day that I rise up to the prey.
So we're waiting for the Lord. We're waiting for Yahweh Shai. Okay? Because he's going to take them down for real, for real. They're not going to have a chance. There's no weapon that they can defeat Yahweh Shai. You see? So we're waiting on Yahweh Shai. You see? Go ahead.
For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdom, to pour upon them mine indignation, even all my fierce anger. For all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy.
That's it. Go ahead.
For then will I turn to the people of pure language, that they may call upon the name of the Lord to serve him with one consent.
That's what we're doing now.
This is Isaiah 31 and verse 3.
Now the Egyptians are men and not powers, and their horses flesh and not spirit. When the Lord shall stretch out his hand, both he that helpeth shall fall, and he that is hoping shall fall down, and they shall all fall
Right,
together.
so if you Jakes, you just love Esau so much, you know, then you're going to die with Esau. You're going to go down with Esau. You're going to get the same judgment as him. Right?
Verse 4, for thus saith the Lord, for thus hath the Lord spoken unto me, like as the lion and the young lion roaring on his prey, when a multitude of shepherds is called forth against him, he will not be afraid of their voice, nor abase himself for the noise of them. So shall the Lord of hosts come down to fight for Mount Zion and for the hill thereof.
That's it. That's it. The Lord is coming back to fight for us, man. You see, Esau doesn't have that power. He doesn't have a savior. Esau's done, man. Okay? He's going down. There's nothing he can do about it. What you got, bro?
Verse 5, as birds flying, so will the Lord of hosts defend Jerusalem. Defending also, he will deliver it, and passing over it, he will preserve it.
Let me draw the 3rd chapter.
It's the book of Joel, chapter 3, and verse 1. For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, I will also gather all nations, and will bring them down into the valley of Yehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for my people. And I will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel.
Yeah. Everything has to do with Israel, man. The whole earth is centered around the Israelites, man. Okay? That's the thing. The whole earth is centered around the Israelites. See? Well, he created us first in the spirit. He created us last as a nation, but he created us first in the spirit. Get me that in the Apocrypha, dealing with, the nations are dropped in the bucket. Right? We were created to rule the earth. Okay? Right?
This is Romans 8:28, and we know that all things work together for good to them that love Yahweh, or Yahweh Shai, to them who are called according to his purpose.
Right. What?
2nd Ezra chapter 6 and verse 55. All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sakes.
He made the world for our sake. So this is our world, man. Okay? You Edomites eating an apple, that's our apple.
That's right.
You just, you're borrowing that apple, man. You see what I'm saying? That's why when you bring us the forces of the Gentile, when you bring us all your riches, that's our riches, man. You see what I'm saying? Jimmy robbing me, I need that, son. No, that's mine. No, that's mine. No, that well, that's how we're gonna hijack you Egypt. I can have that. Yeah, the same one when we left out of Egypt, we borrowed, right? We didn't borrow, we really took it. You see? Yeah, I'm gonna hold on to this. See? Yeah, bless, everything blessed. Yeah, you can have it. Yeah, I know I can have it. You see? So that's how we're moving on. You know what I'm saying? The shopping. Take the what and left the what?
That's right.
That's how we're gonna deal with you, man. Take the silver, leave the gold. Take the what and left the what? Smack him up. Go ahead. Go ahead. Kind of late that guy. Go ahead.
Back to Joel, chapter 3.
No. We're done.
This is Proverbs 13 and verse.
I got what you got? Yeah. That's just Continue in a second. Continue where you were.
Verse 56. As for the other people, which also come of Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing.
That's for the heathen. That's for these other nations. They're nothing to the Lord. See? We're the only people that he cares about. Right?
But be like unto spittle, and has likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel. And now, O Lord, behold, these heathen, which have ever been reputed as nothing, have begun to be lords over us.
Bro, you just keep that eye that he was keeping until he comes back.
And now, O Lord, behold, these heathen, which have ever been reputed as nothing, have begun to be lords over us.
These heathen that have ever been reputed as nothing, so the nations, go ahead.
And to devour us. For we, thy people, whom thou hast called thy firstborn, thy only begotten, and thy fervent lover, are given into their hands. If the world now be made for our sakes, why do we not possess an inheritance with the world?
Yeah, why do we not possess an inheritance with the world? Okay, because the Lord is setting up, this is all prophecy. This is the time of the Gentiles. Okay, to the time that the Gentiles be fulfilled. Give me that, to the time that the Gentiles be fulfilled. Got something?
Yes. Matthew 7:6. Give not that which is holy unto the dogs, neither cast ye your pearls before swine. Let them tremble them under their feet, and turn against and rend you.
This is Lamentations 5 and verse 8. Servants have ruled over us, and there is none that doth deliver us out of their hand.
Right, servants have ruled over us. Oh, get me that. The error that proceeded from the Lord, get me that. All right, these Edomites are really our servants, man. Walking around with that pride, man.
This is Ecclesiastes 10 and verse 5. There is an evil which I have seen under the sun, as an error which proceeded from the ruler. Folly is set in great dignity, and the rich sit in low place. I have seen servants upon horses, and princes walking as servants upon the earth.
Read that again.
Go on, verse 7. I have seen servants upon horses, and princes walking as servants upon the earth.
Right, where the princes walking as servants on the earth, and there's servants on horses. They're not supposed to be dealing with these heathen, especially these Edomites. Okay? So everything's going to be twisted right side up. They're turning things upside down. You found it? Read that.
Isaiah 29 and verse 16. Surely the turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay.
Right, meaning what? He flipped everything upside down, right? All right? He's in rulership. This is like the Adams family right now. He's in rulership, and we're supposed to be in rulership. Okay, but we're going to be in rulership, and everything's going to be back in order. See, on the Esau, everything gets, the water's polluted, the air's polluted, you know what I'm saying? The women are over the men, everyone's sick, because he doesn't rule correctly. See, but when we're in rulership, everyone's going to be, and everything's going to be in order. And even the heathen are going to flourish.
This is Psalms 82 and verse 5. They know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are of course.
Yeah, all the foundations of the earth are out of course, man. That's why you got the waters polluted. How the hell can you rule? Let me show you this guy's, it's not like he has this high IQ, You got the chance to rule for a few hundred years. The water's polluted. The earth is polluted. The food is all GMO. People are sick on a higher level than ever. You got a child, an 8-year-old trying to chop off his rod to be a woman. And if he says he's a chicken, you gotta agree with him. No, I'm a chicken. No, you're not a chicken. You're impressive. That's wicked. And you have to agree with his ass, man. So that shows you this man is backwards, man. Okay? That's why he has to be taken out of rulership. Alright, go ahead.
Isaiah 24 and verse 5. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant.
Change the ordinance. Ordinance dealing with what? The order. Yeah, he's completely taking order out of the earth, man. Alright? He's created chaos, man. Which is the opposite of peace. Right? Completely took order out of the household. Right? So that's why you got divorces at an all-time high. People don't even really get married. And the next generation ain't even really getting married. You hear somebody got married, like, God, he got married? They still do that? Right? There's nothing there. I mean, it's not, they done took the order out of marriage, they done took the order out of everything. You see? So it's very rare. Okay? Go ahead.
This is Daniel 7 and verse 25. And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws, and they shall be given into his hand until a time and times and dividing of time.
That's it. Give me a it's not the other confusion. You got the other password? Now read that.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 30 and verse 21. For 3 things the earth is disquieted.
Right, the earth is disquieted. It's out of order. Okay, because of these things. All right, like I was saying, Esau took everything out of course. Okay, go ahead.
For a servant when he reigneth, and a fool.
Well, this is what you see, a servant when he reigneth. Right, these Edomites and so-called white people are servants, really reigning, and they're really our, and we're really the princes of it. We're Yahweh Allah. Okay, go ahead.
For a servant when he reigneth, and a fool when he is filled with meat.
Right, that's why the water's polluted, all right? The air is polluted, all right? Because of these devils, man. All right, and it has to be taken back into order, man. And once we get back in power, everything's going to be cleaned up. See, the Native Americans, they cared about the earth, because those are our people, those are the Israelites, all right? And when they were in rulership, this is a paradise. Canada was a paradise. America was definitely a paradise, man. That's where you get the golden youth fast. That's speaking about America. Okay, that was a paradise, man. Now it's all polluted, right? It's disgusting. It's a concrete jungle, the concrete every damn way. They're taking out trees that they shouldn't take down because it gives oxygen. They're going overboard, man. You see? So these Edomites got to be taken out. Read that again.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 30 and verse 21.
Yes, sir.
For 3 things the earth is disquieted, and for 4 which it cannot bear. For a servant,
They can't bear it. the earth is like, yo, this is too much. The earth is coughing. It's coughing, it's sneezing, you know? Its nose is running. It's got HIV. The earth is in a bad position right now. Oh, I'm thinking of something that the earth shall screw you up anyways. Go ahead. Go ahead.
For a servant, for 3 things the earth is disquieted, and for 4 which it cannot bear. For a servant when he reigneth,
Right, that's those Edomites that are ruling right now. Go ahead.
and a fool when he is filled with meat.
Oh, when he got everything he needs, his heart wants. Ooh. What is Esau doing with all this money he got? Stupidity. He's trying to go to the moon, send a missile to the moon. With all that money he got, instead of chilling on an island, right? Imagine if we had an island. We'd be chilling. Look at the forward righteousness. What's Esau doing with his money? He's doing wickedness, right? All right? Oh, let's create a brain chip. Why? You know what I'm saying? You got monkeys being tortured. No, them animals are suffering in them laboratories, man. You got monkeys that won't brain is exposed and they got see what it does. Yo, that's one of the Lord's creations, man. Give me Revelations 11 and 18. Got it? That's one of the Lord's creations they're doing that to. Okay, shut off first verse.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 19 and verse 10. Delight is not seemly for a fool.
People are crazy. They're people, right?
Delight is not seemly for a fool.
That's really Edomite culture. You know, they're trying to talk to Edomite culture. Go ahead. The book of Edom. Go ahead.
The book of Proverbs, chapters 19 and 10. Delight is not seemly for a fool, much less for a servant to have rule over princes.
Right. And that's what they're doing. They're ruling over princes, man. And they know it, and they're taking advantage of that. They're taking advantage of the rule of the princes. Right? Meaning us. Okay? They're gonna kill. When we get the rulership, don't worry, we're gonna return the favor. Right? Don't forget King David, he had torture chambers set up for these governors.
That's right.
Alright? He had certain torture methods for these governors. See, he wasn't playing with these Edomites, right?
Revelation 8, Revelation chapter 11, verse 18. And the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants the prophets.
We're the prophets of the Lord, man. He's going to give us a reward. Okay, Lord, we continue to the end. Go ahead.
And to the saints, and to them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth.
You Edomites have destroyed the earth. Alright? And Harry Kushner's not going to save you. Alright? You Edomites destroy the earth, and Harry Kushner can't save you. Alright? Because the Lord is going to judge you. All these devils is going to old Levine's living it up. Go max out your credit cards. Go to Marineland. Go to Disneyland. But don't go on them rides, because you see what happened to that 14-year-old. Alright? Don't go to them rides, man. The rides, you know, something might break on that shit. We're in the time of judgment.
That's right.
Just eat the pretzels. Don't eat the pretzels and go to the merry-go-round. Go ahead. You got something. Go ahead.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 10 and verse 16. Woe to thee, O land, when thy king is a child, and thy princes eat in the morning. This is Job 20.
Go to your land that king is a child. Sorry, that is registered. Read that again. Read that again and get me Job 30. I need to. You know, sometimes the scriptures, you know, is delayed.
Loading.
Go ahead, read that again.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 10 and verse 16. Woe to thee, O land, when thy king is a child.
Whoa, and that's these Edomites. These Edomites are a bunch of immature children ruling the earth. Okay? That's, you know, Esau, man, we don't have to go without Esau as a child. When you see penises on the back, you don't gotta wonder what race did this. What race of people wrote this penis with balls, right? I wonder if it was the Chinese. Well, you know what they do? Like, so-called white man. Okay, and if you grown men. If you grown men. So Esau's a child. Okay? Go ahead, man. These are penises everywhere. You know who did this? As a kid, it was never appealing to me. It was not even funny. of phallic symbol and powers like that. Like when he grew up, like everything to him is foul, it's perverted. Right?
The book of Isaiah chapter 3 and verse 12, as for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them.
Children are there because he's kids. You see that Edomite, he's acting up like a little kid. And I'm not a little kid, but a wild out like that Edomite here. That's what I'm going to say to these Edomites. Go ahead.
Job 30 and 1.
He was not but a child, bro. Go ahead.
Job chapter 30 and
I'm
verse
old
1.
enough to be your father. Go ahead.
But now they that are younger than I, have me in derision.
They that are younger than I have me in derision. All right? Meaning what? Meaning that those that are lesser than me have control over me. All right? But that's going to be taken away. All right?
Whose fathers I would have disdained to have set with the dogs of my flock.
Right.
Yea, whereto might the strength of their hands profit me, and whom old age was perished. For want and famine they were solitary, fleeing into the wilderness, and former time desolate and waste.
This is the history of you Edomites, man. So-called white people. This is your history, man. All right? When you were in the cage, man. When you look at the wild man going back to the, what was that? The 13th century, or even before that, before the 13th century. These Edomites was up in the caves, they didn't have a language. But the Lord cleaned them up, man. He brought the Arabs around to clean them. He brought us around. He showed them how to use food, forks. All right? Now these Edomites got their nose in the down. The Lord's gonna take you Edomites way lower than that. Okay? But you're not gonna be able to, you're not gonna be as nasty as you were back then, because you're not gonna allow that. Not no nasty, you know? Eating out of you're grabbing the skull, you're not bathing. You know, they're gonna put you in the goddamn, kick you for a bucket of water and some soap and some nitrogen. All right? Go ahead.
Who cut up mallows by the bushes and juniper roots for their meat. They were driven forth from among men.
Yep.
They cried after them as after a thief.
Yeah, because everyone knew that you Edomites were foul, man. So they were chasing you out of the way. Right? Every time they would chase you in the cage. Because you would just create mischief everywhere else.
To dwell in the cliffs of the valleys.
Yep.
And caves of the earth.
Caves of the earth, man. Cave dweller, man. All right? What else?
And in the rocks.
Yep.
Among the bushes they bring.
Right, what does it mean to pray? That means they didn't have a language. Okay? Go ahead.
Under the nettles, they were gathered together.
It's like when you see them caveman movies, booga booga, that's what Esau was doing, man. All right? And there's old images. See, we gotta see, man. Go ahead. There's old images, man, that the elder brought out. Now, I don't even know where this elder would get these books, but you got a book. Matter of fact, I wrote down a couple of them. I grabbed it, right? That shows you the Edomites being chased out by Jake while we were in the castles, man. Right? Because those castles in Europe, you got it? Oh, beautiful. You see it? Let me see. Exactly. This is it, right? See, this is Jake. See the dark skin? You see that? You see the Edomites? These were wild men, and they were chasing them out. You see, they have sticks and shit. Jake has an iron and a sword, so they were in the
That's right.
See that? This is the history of the Edomites. Take a good look. This is Jake. See the dark skin? This is Jake. See the dark skin? See the Edomites on this side. Okay, so your history is being found out. Matter of fact, send the card that picture. Send the card that picture. We need that. We need that. All right? We're gonna make a nice, beautiful candle sign. All right? Big, nice one. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you get a 10 by 10. You get a big, nice one. All right? Go ahead, man.
Among the bushes they bring.
Yep.
Under the nettles they were gathered together.
Yeah.
They were children of fools, yet children of base
And
men.
that was the history of the wild men, which they call it a myth, but it wasn't a myth. They made it sound like a myth because they didn't want to tell you about the history. So now we got to bring it up, right? What you got, bro?
This is Daniel And so like Daniel 4 and verse 17, this matter is by the decree of the watchers.
And them Edomite women, they gonna love the fact that we in power. All right, especially the ones that become concubines, they gonna love it. All right. This was the day that which we hoped for. That's what we decided.
You're gonna be free.
All right, we're gonna be free to Edomite, but at the same time, you know. I mean, if there are concubines, you know, they gotta get a little easier time. You know what I'm saying? They're concubine. Pop you, you know what I'm saying? Feed you. It's not gonna get the best of the best. We're gonna get the castle, right? Go ahead.
Daniel 4.
Well, it might not be in the castle. See, I gotta bring it. I gotta make sure I put it in perspective. A little spot.
Yeah.
Little spot. Go ahead.
Daniel 4 and verse 17.
Yeah.
This matter is by the decree of the watchers, to the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the bases of men.
Set up over the base of man. That's you Edomites, man. All right? You Edomites are the lowest of people, man. Don't you get it? That's why you've done all this wickedness across the earth. But the Lord is going to take you out, man. Because now it's the time of judgment. Right? The Lord's going to bring judgment upon everybody. Men, women, children. All right? The ones that are not on the side of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Get me Ezekiel 9 and 4. Okay?
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 66 and verse 15. For behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire. For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh.
He's going to plead with all flesh, meaning what? Judge. That word is judge. He's going to judge all flesh with fire, man. Okay? Go ahead. And there's going to be different judgments too. Give me that 4 kinds. Go ahead.
And the slain of the Lord shall be many.
Yep. Got it ready? Read.
This is Jeremiah 15 and verse 2. And it shall come to pass, if they say unto thee, whither shall we go forth? Then shalt thou tell them, thus saith the Lord, such as are for death to death, and such as are for the sword to the sword, and such as are for the famine to the famine, and such as are for the captivity to the captivity.
Right, so the Lord, anyone who's not under that umbrella, they're going to get destroyed. Right? That spiritual umbrella, you're going to be destroyed. And the Lord has different ways to destroy you. Whether it be wild beasts, whether it be an actual gun, whether it be a knife, whether it be cannibals eating you. Whatever the case is, the Lord got some serious judgments set up for this place, man. Go ahead.
Verse 3, and I will appoint over them 4 kinds, saith the Lord, the sword to slay, the dogs to tear, the fowls of heaven, and the beasts of the field, and the beasts of the earth to devour and to destroy.
Yeah, so it's going to get real heavy out here, man. It's going to get real heavy. This judgment's going to be real heavy out here. All right? And what are you women going to do without protection, man? All right? All you, I don't need no man hoes. What you going to do in that time? And that time is coming. All right? Soon there ain't going to be no food in the stores like that. Soon food is going to be too expensive. All right? We're getting to that time. We're getting to the time of judgment. The system is falling. All right? And the Lord is setting it up. All right? So, hey, man. Yo. And we ain't taking, yo, the judgment is coming, man. That's right. All right? You people thought it was a joke, man. The Lord is coming with that. All that pride and arrogance, that's going to be put to sleep. All right? And reality is going to hit these people, man.
That's right.
All right? Go ahead, read, man. We got Ezekiel 9 and 4. Read that out.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 9, and verse 4.
Yep.
And the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city, and through the midst of Jerusalem,
Yep.
and set a mark.
These women need some judgment. They're going to get some heavy judgment in these times. Because when times of true tribulation hit, women suffer the most. All right? They suffer the most, and it's going to come. All right? Soon they're going to, yo, bro, trust me, bro. When there's lawlessness out here, man, and you got these crazy serial killers running around, in closet serial killers, and they mostly kill women too. And serial killers mostly target women, right? So when that time, they're gonna want toxic masculinity. They're going to want some toxic masculinity to protect. See? Who's reading? Keep going, bro.
And set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof.
Right. For all the abominations, man. That's what we're doing. Go ahead, keep going.
And to the others he said in mine hearing,
Yep.
Go ye after him through the city, and smite. Let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity.
Right, so the Lord is not going to have pity on these people, man. The only ones he's going to have pity on is the elect. Okay, go ahead.
Slay utterly, old and young,
Yeah.
both maids and little children, and women.
Yeah.
But come not near any man upon whom is the mark, and begin at my sanctuary.
Right, so the men of the Lord are going to be exempt from that. See? The men of the Lord are going to be exempt from that. See? What you got, brother? Oh, Slack, what you got, brother?
Isaiah 14:5, the Lord has broken the staff of the wicked and the spectre of the rulers.
Yeah. He's broken the staff of the wicked, man. All right, so these Edomites are going down. So all this nonsense going on in the earth, this order is going to be set back in order, okay? After the destruction, right?
Isaiah 13:12, I will make a man more precious than fine gold,
Yeah.
even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir.
Especially an elect, especially the man of the Lord, okay? Because we know the Lord is going to be protecting his elect, okay? We're not going to be moving with worry out here. We're going to be moving super confident, all right? Super confident in these times to come, all right? While these people are going to be bugged out, scared, screaming, women going to want to attach to us, we're going to say, nah. Yo, most of them are say kick rocks, man. I'm going to have to look into the spirit. Now, most of them say get the fuck away from me, all right? All right? I'm going to be disgusted at these hoes, man. That's it, bro. You see what I'm saying to you? How much men you been with? That's going to be one of my, how much men you been with, bitch? That's what I'm going to be asking these hoes that too. All right? Give me Isaiah 4:1, man. All right? And a lot of brothers is waiting for Isaiah 4:1 to kick off, man.
That's right.
You got brothers, they're bringing out Isaiah 4:1 and didn't have nothing to do with the topic. All right? You breaking down the Byzantine, you know, the time when Esau was taken down. Yeah, give me Isaiah 4:1. Got nothing to do with that. Yeah, the spirit wants it. All right? Because listen, man, you got dudes. Listen, man, you talk about hatred. Yo, men never used to hate women before. Well, men used to love women. All right? It's just that they were, men were doing what men did and women did what women did. But now you actually have men that actually hate women out here, bro. Like real shit. Like them incel niggas, like them incel dudes, they actually hate them. So when all hell breaks loose and bro, they're gonna go buck wild, man.
Oh man.
You see? I'm showing you. Right? And also that show the mind hunters. Right? They show you them serial killers, they mostly target women. So there's still people like that out here. Walking around. So once all hell breaks loose, they're gonna go. Who they're gonna target? They're gonna target these women. All right. And that's the judgment of the Lord, because the Lord is setting them up, man.
Yep.
Right. We're just gonna be watching. We're just gonna be walking around, confident, chilling. They're gonna come to us and say, "Get the fuck away from me, bitch." Go ahead, read.
Isaiah 4:1, and in that day 7 women shall
The only
take.
ones the men of the Lord are dealing with is the ones that are dealing with us from now. All right. If you're, the men that have wives now, the ones that are in order, the ones that are listening to their men and following the orders, and they're gonna be protected. Okay. The other ones you do kick rocks, man. Go ahead.
Isaiah 4:1.
Yep.
And one day 7 women shall take hold of one man.
Yeah, why is 7 women going to take hold of one man? Because of the great tribulation. All right? All the things that's when you can't get food in the grocery store, right? People are going to start fighting for the last bit. Who do you think is going to get there? The stronger is going to get it, man. So ain't going to be no chivalry in that time. Oh, I'm not going to give it out. They ain't going to give you shit. They ain't going to give you one macaroni out the box. Not even one. Right? A lot of them dudes is going to beat you, kick you, take you in the alleyway and do something with you, man. The scriptures tell you that, man. And a woman or wife shall be ripped. Give me that. Go ahead, read that.
We will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel.
Read that again. Read that. It's
Come.
apparel.
Isaiah 4:1. And in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man.
Yeah, so don't check my phone, okay? There's going to be 7 women take hold of one man, and that's just the number of completion. Okay? Polygyny, baby. Go ahead.
Saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel.
Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach.
Right, because there's going to be so much hell going on. They're going to need covering. What does it mean, let us be called by the name? It means, let me be my husband. Let me, you know what I'm saying? Take me with you. Type of shit. Okay, a little bit more, right? What you got?
Isaiah 32 and verse 9. Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech. Many days and years shall you be troubled.
Yeah, we're coming to that time where you're going to be troubled, man. All right? Prices are rising like crazy. All right? And there's about to be chaos in these streets. And you're going to need protection. Believe that. Watch the Book of Eli. Watch these different movies. There's always a man that you need. Yo, forget about Tomb Raider. I want to see all you Tomb Raider bitches in that thing. I want to see G.I. Jane. I want to see all of them. Why don't they go over to Ukraine, man? Why are they leaving? Why are they allowed to leave and the men have to stay, man? Why don't they go over to Ukraine, man, and show how fucking tough they are, man? The Lord is doing away with all that bullshit, man. Because that's actually grievous, man. I'll be watching the show, I'll be trying to watch it, I'll be hoping it's realistic, and then they show some madness in there. You know? Like The Witcher. The Witcher was good at a point, but then there's a point when he started to teach the little princess how to fight with the sword. I said, I said, fuck this show, man. It's too much. They put too much madness in there, bro. And they actually, when they watch that, they believe it because they're impressionable. Go ahead, man.
God. Verse 10. Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women, for the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come. Tremble, ye women that are at ease. Be troubled, ye careless ones. Strip you and make you bare, and gird sackcloth upon your loins.
The Lord is going to bring you low. The Lord is going to bring you very, very low, man. All right? Why? Because you've been living in great pride and wickedness. Scripture says that all wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman. So you've been doing all kind of wickedness, man. And you've been getting away with it, man. Nobody has been coming out and confronting you about it, man. But now the Lord is getting ready to confront you, man. Go ahead.
They shall lament for the teats, for the pleasant fields, for
all kind of adultery jumping from man to man. That's adultery according to the Bible, man. A lot of these chicks, if 50 men, that's like a virgin out here for a lot of these bitches. I only been with 30. That's a lot of that's a whole football team, ho. And they're not even in their 30s. Like, what the fuck? Listen, this place is done, man. Because they're swiping on Tinder and they just go deal with a dude. Yo, this place is out of order, man. This place is out of order, bro. So when you deal with a chick, you can't have in your mind. You see, like back in the day, I used to deal with a chick and have in my mind, yo, she might be the one, yo. There's no such thing as the one. It doesn't exist. These chicks that deal with so much men, they ain't no one.
Oh man.
You are one. You are one of many. Go ahead.
God. Verse 12. They shall lament for the teats, for the pleasant fields, for the fruitful vine.
Right, they're gonna lament, man. What you got, bro? Got something on that?
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 32. It's like chapter 31 and 22.
Yeah.
How long wilt thou go about, O thou backsliding daughter?
Yep.
For the Lord hath created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man.
Yep. They have compassion, meaning they went around it. All right. A lot of them, they got more money. You know, they're working in certain lawyers and they got certain better jobs. You know, but with that comes what? Pride. You see what I'm saying? You got that, they feel like they don't need no man. But then when all hell breaks loose, that's when reality is gonna hit them. Okay? They're gonna remember all the movies, the Purge. I remember there's this one Purge, man. I don't remember which Purge it was, man. And then there was a woman and her daughter, and the dude didn't want to deal with them. He saved them, but he didn't want them to follow him. Like, please let us follow. But then while they were following, I remember the daughter, she was giving him attitude. I was in my head, I was like, bitch, I would have just just left. Right? But no, he stuck with her because the movie, he would have been the bad guy if he left. But she was giving all kind of attitude. That's not gonna happen in real life. All right? In real life, they're gonna really submit. All right? So-called black woman doesn't want to submit. That's why she's gonna be the least of all the women. In that time, she's gonna be the worst. She's gonna be the worst off. She's gonna die first. That's what she's showing. At least some of them got men. Some of them got husbands. Most of them are single. Right? Living their best life, man. So when the Lord brings that judgment, they're going to get it back because they don't have no protection. Don't you understand that man is protection? That's the first line of protection, man. Go ahead.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 4,
Because of your damn steak attitude, man. And your pride, your arrogance, man. Go ahead.
the book of Isaiah, chapter 4 and 4, when the Lord shall have washed away the filth of the daughters of Zion, and shall have purged the blood of Jerusalem from the midst thereof by the spirit of judgment and by the spirit of burning.
See, but in the kingdom, they're going to be pure. In the kingdom, our women are going to be pure, man. See, now they're all filthy, man. Right? You with a chick, it's like, I remember the earliest woman said this years ago, and it was like a light bulb went off in my head, bro. It's like, okay, you're on the internet. Some of these dudes are getting tripped up, you brothers are getting tripped up about these women. I mean, he said this years ago, right? And the woman comes and said, oh, I've always been looking at you, I always thought you were this and that. And you're there sitting there on the computer, you know, eating Cheetos and meat. You know, because like, why the hell makes you so special you think she was only looking at you? Like if she was saving herself for you. You know, eating with Cheetos. You know, you're chewing on, you know, got crumbs in your beef. You know what I'm saying to you? Like, let's deal with reality here, man. Let's deal with reality. They're playing the field out here. All right? You think you talk to a chick, she might be dealing with you, but she got other dudes on her line. Other dudes she's texting. Other dudes that's on, you know? So there's nothing pure in this place, bro. Should not that land not be greatly polluted? Get me that. All right? Because listen, as a priest, we're supposed to have virgins, man, as priests, man. With y'all by shooting out a shot. Okay, we're supposed to have women that never only been dealt with us by us. You see? Obviously that's not realistic, but at least if you could get someone that's decent, that would be okay. But this society, man, tough. What you got, bro?
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 3 and verse 1. They say, if a man put away his wife, and she go from him and become another man's, shall he return unto her again?
Right.
Shall not that land be greatly polluted?
It's why is it polluted? Because it was dealt with by another. Listen, you get mixing semen is pollution, bro. You understand what I'm saying to you? Especially if the man is alive. Yeah. See, even he knows. That's what's up. Even you know. You know, it's nasty out here, man.
Yo sé, yo and Rex de hacer eso.
That's it.
Oiga, Modelo,
Yeah, okay.
I love you.
Okay. Go ahead, read.
Shall not that land be greatly polluted?
Yep.
But thou hast played the
Thank you,
harlot.
Rex. Thank you, Rex.
Read that from the top.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 3 and verse 1. They say, if a man put away his wife, and she go from him, and become another man's, shall he return unto her again?
Right, you got these dudes out here, the chick might dip, right? What do you think she was doing? What do you think she was doing? Yoga? You think she was meditating? I thought she was being like for the next man. Okay, go ahead. Because all these hoes do is jump from cock to cock. That's what they do. Sorry to be explicit, but that's the facts. Go ahead.
That's right.
Go ahead, read.
Shall not that land be greatly polluted?
But that land is polluted, man. All of them are polluted out here, man. So you got to get the best out of the worst, man. And when you try to correct her and try to build, because really a man wants to protect his woman and wants to make the best for her. Because men love women more than women love men, for real. You see what I'm saying? Because that's our glory. Yeah? But when you tell her that, in this society, she'll say that's oppressive. You're being controlling. Wait a minute, can I tell you don't wear no fucking mini skirt in the club, I'm being controlling? Yo, get me that modest apparel. Get me that, man. Oh, keep a hedge around your daughter. You got it? Read it. These hoes is mad out here, bro. It's a mad thing, pal. It's a mad thing, bro. Go ahead.
Where no hedges.
Yeah.
Ecclesiastes 36 and verse 25. Where no hedges, the possession is spoiled.
Woo! Where no hedge, and we that get it the wife, get it the possession. So if you don't have no hedge, which is what, like a fence, it's gonna be spoiled, man. You see what I'm saying to you? It's gonna be spoiled. Meaning what? Someone's gonna come up and grab it all. Right? A wild piece. Right? My grandmother does her garden, she has a fence around the garden because it got gophers and rabbits popping up. Right? So it's the same thing with a woman. You don't put a hedge, someone's gonna be able to infiltrate because she's the weaker vessel, man. But if you say that, now you're just being insecure. No, bitch, I'm trying to fucking protect you, my possession. You understand? Man, I ain't gonna do that. Man. Shut the fuck up, man. How much men you been with? How much men you been with? Go ahead. act like though, you know what I'm saying? Like for 20 years you've been saying to yourself, like, bro, no. You're ready to bitch. You ready, you've done enough. You know what I'm saying? You've done enough.
That's too much.
Read it again.
Verse 24.
No. Read it from where you were at, and then you can, is that going up or going down?
Ecclesiastes 36 and verse 24. He that getteth the wife begetteth the possession. A help like unto himself.
That's it, but they don't like to hear that. They don't like to hear that, because to them that sounds like, what do you call that? Misogyny, whatever the hell that is. Right, which means what? Man, no hate. Men naturally love you. Because that's our glory. Go ahead.
A help like unto himself.
A help. You're supposed to be our helpmate. You're supposed to be equal, man. We ain't equal, man. Alright? You do what I say you do. You get it? That's it. But no, not in this society. This society, they're going to tell you what to do. Okay? Alright? In this society, they can commit adultery and then fight you for finding out that you do. That's okay. That's okay. I see that's all because they get convicted and the demon just bubbles in them. You know? That's what happens. You know, she wiped the mouse in front of them.
Oh, man.
That's how it goes in society. See, in the ancient world now would have been hemmed up, wrap that up, look, you know, and put some on it, you know. You know what I'm trying to say to you? Or get some stone, get a big stone. This is too small. You know? Yeah. The whole community would get it. The whole community would get it. Alright? Go ahead, buddy.
And the pillar of rest. Where no hedges, the possession is spoiled.
Oh, it's supposed to be a pillar of rest. Is the black woman a pillar of rest? No, she ain't. You come there, attitude, negative vibes. It's supposed to have some type of positive vibes. You can get home. But yo, Jake, these three tribes, you got it the worst. You got hella pineapple. I'll tell you right now, that tribe, in that department, I mean, nobody's good for sure, 100%, but they're better off. I'll tell you that much. They're way better off than these three tribes. I'll tell you that right now. Okay? That's all you gotta do. That's all you gotta do. Intertribal marriages. You know? Yeah, intertribal marriages, man. Yeah. Go ahead.
Where no hedges, the possession is spoiled.
Right. Where no hedges, the possession is spoiled. So if you don't keep a fence or say you don't keep a boundary, it's gonna be spoiled, man. It means someone else is gonna go up in there and deal with it. Man. So that's using wisdom. But when you do that here, what are they gonna tell you? You're controlling, you're wicked, you're this and that. Hey, you've been lukewarm, bro. Where you been at? You've been lukewarm. The scriptures speak about being lukewarm. I ain't seen you out here in a while, man.
We've been in Concordia. I haven't been lukewarm, man. I've been preaching in Concordia.
Okay, good.
All right, man.
All right, good.
Did you take the vaccine?
No, man, never, man. I told you last time, man.
Good. That was him wax, not me. That was him wax. Yeah, good. Well, that's good. Well, at least you didn't take it. Let's see what you do with the chip. Let's see if you die. Jesus Christ, I know that. I know that. All right. When they come with that MOTV, they ain't coming to play with you. They ain't coming to play with you. Go ahead, finish that off.
He that hath no wife will wander up and down mourning.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's true. That's why a lot of Jakes is catching hell. Right? A lot of these dudes out here they're catching hell mainly because they didn't got no wife. See what I'm saying too? Because man, you want to go, you want to get something out of it. Because that's all tension building up. So these dudes are all tense out here. So when all hell breaks is what these guys are gonna do. You know? They're gonna go wild out. They're gonna go wild out. Shoot the cow, right?
This is 1 Timothy 2 and verse 9. And like man,
because when you look at it, most of the people having sex is really mostly women. Well, a lot of these dudes, a lot of them are virgins, right? A lot of them ain't having no sex, period. That's why that porn addiction, the porn it fucks your mind up. But these dudes don't have no outlet. They don't have no, really you should just be able to get up. There should be nothing to get away. Easy peasy, man. Just build up yourself to a certain level, but should be basic. And then that's it. But this society, no. Right? Not this society, bro. This society is know, they just dealing with them, you know, certain dudes or whatever. But you know, there's a lot of dudes out here that's out here struggling out there. See, so when all hell breaks loose, man, there's actually people who actually hate women out there. It wasn't like that. What you got?
This is 1 Timothy 2 and verse 9. And like manner also, that women adorn themselves in modest apparel.
Right, so if we tell our woman that, then we're wicked, right? But the scriptures tell you that, man. It's supposed to be in modest apparel. That doesn't mean a skirt that you can see her butt cheek or a polo shorts or a super tight spandex pants. That's you see her pussy crack. What's that about, man? Well, I'm not naked. Well, don't you know there was women that actually walked around with paint, just paint to deceive them, and they couldn't tell the difference because it's the same thing. You're seeing the full shape. It's the same thing. They're not different. So all that's doing really is building up that carnality in men. It's bringing that carnal nature out. Because what are men attracted to? They're attracted to women. You see? Go ahead.
Vous parlez français?
With shamefacedness and sobriety,
Vous avez des questions pour
not with
poser à
drunk.
lui, mais restez sur ce côté.
Tu parles français?
Oui. J'ai vu ce logo-là. C'est une religion, non?
Ça ici? Ça c'est oui, ça va back à les Assyriens, the Syrians,
Yes.
ancient Babylon.
Yes.
La Babylone ancienne.
C'est 3000 années.
C'est ça. Exact.
C'est votre religion?
Non, ça c'est juste une dépiction de what does it say? Les familles. Okay? Les familles.
Muslim Camp.
C'est comme les 13 familles qui règnent.
Toutes les religions?
Qui règnent le monde entier, secrètement. Tu vois, comme les Rothschild, les Astor Bloodline, the Bunny,
Where's that other picture?
Rockefeller. Ça, c'est les banquiers qui règnent pour la planète Terre, mais tu ne sais pas qui règnent.
C'est eux. Okay? Ça, c'est les vraies nationalités, c'est les Idomites. Okay? Dans la Bible, ça s'appelle les Idomites. Okay? Parce que le Babylone, aujourd'hui, que ça parle dans la Bible, le Babylone is great. How do you say that in French? Le grand, le nouveau Babylone, c'est Amérique, c'est États-Unis. Okay? Et ça va être détruit par Dieu avec le monde, la guerre mondiale 3. Russe contre les États-Unis. C'est pour ça que tu vois tout ça qui arrive. Tu vois ça? On parlait de ça, ça fait beaucoup d'années qu'on parlait de ça. Okay? Mais maintenant, tu vois que les tensions, ça grandit. Okay? Speak up. Read something. So tu comprends pas anglais?
Non.
Okay, read in French. Get the French Bible. Get the French Bible. Hold on, your French. Get Revelations 18 chapter.
Ça, c'est le livre de Révélation, chapitre 18, verset 1. Après cela, je vis descendre du ciel un autre ange qui avait une grande autorité, et la terre fut éclairée de sa gloire. Il cria d'une voix forte, disant, elle est tombée, Babylone la grande. Babylone, comme le frère a dit, fait référence à l'Amérique. Spirituellement, elle s'appelle Babylone parce qu'elle suit les coutumes des anciens Babyloniens. Aussi spirituellement, elle s'appelle Égypte ou Sodome et Gomorrhe parce que les mêmes abominations qu'ils faisaient dans le temps, ils le font présentement. Comme quoi? L'homosexualité. Coucher avec les bêtes.
Le femme, c'est en haut des hommes. Tu vois, ça c'est en réverse. Tu vois, la Bible, ça dit quelque chose d'autre. Quelque chose d'autre.
En fait j'étais un musulman et ça fait 5 mois que je ne crois pas en l'islam et je crois à aucune religion. J'ai fait des recherches à ces religions-là, elles s'appellent en arabe. C'est la première famille de l'islam, ça. Leur dieu, c'est l'eau et la soleil.
Oui, c'est un de les.
J'ai checké, j'ai trouvé, c'est un peu la même chose comme l'islam, comme on pratique nous l'islam.
Oui.
Et j'ai trouvé que j'ai fait des recherches par toutes les religions, je trouve que c'est un persan qui a fait ça, c'est pas Dieu.
Mais tu vois, parce que l'islam, les musulmans, ça vient de la catholique,
Oui.
de l'église catholique, tu vois.
Oui.
Et ça, c'est une église qui contrôle. Tu comprends ce que je veux dire? Ça s'appelle longtemps qu'ils contrôlaient ça. Tu vois, mais même les religions, les élites, these guys, they believe in Satan. Ils croient en Satan. Satan. Ils croient en Satan. Tu
Vous
vois ça?
parlez en tant que chrétien?
Non, on sont les vrais chrétiens. Tu peux dire les vrais chrétiens, mais pour moi, on est les Israélites, les 12 tribus d'Israël.
Israël?
Oui, on dit le 100% vérité de la Bible et qu'est-ce qui arrive, les prophéties, tout ça. Parce que si tu vois l'église chrétienne, même le gars qui parle là, tu demandes lui, va essayer, demande-lui une question de la Bible, il ne peut pas répondre. Tu vois, parce que il ne croit pas dans le Bible pour vrai. Il croit dans la christianité qu'il a créée. Tu comprends que les élites ont créé.
Oui, mais
Ouais.
le problème, à mon avis, c'est que Dieu il va envoyer un Bible. Il y en a beaucoup. C'est juste fini. J'étais musulman parce que j'ai cru qu'il y a un seul Coran.
Je veux dire, il y a beaucoup de Bibles. Il y a une seule Bible. Le Coran, c'est pas une Bible. Le Coran, comme le frère t'a dit, c'est les Romains, les papes romains qui ont choisi des hommes pour créer cette religion. Okay? Ils ont choisi des hommes en fait pour instruire Mohammed. Okay?
Because they wanted them out of the holy see. Moi, mon français, c'est pas parfait, mais il va translater pour moi si tu comprends. They wanted the Arabs out of the Holy Land, out of Israel.
Ils voulaient chasser les Arabes d'Israël.
C'est ça. So,
La terre sainte.
exact. So, il a dit que c'est où le pays, le holy place. Il dit que c'est Mecca. Tu vois? Mais quand tu lis la Bible, ça dit que c'est Israël. Tu vois ça? Mais même dans le Coran, ça dit que les peuples de Dieu, c'est les Israélites. Ça ne fait pas de sens que Mecca est la place de Dieu, or les Israélites sont les personnes. Tu comprends ce que je veux dire?
Et vous croyez qu'il y a trois dieux?
Non, pas le Trinity, non. Le Trinity, c'est un Most High, right? Après, il y a un fils qui s'appelle Yahweh Shai, okay, qui est venu sur la terre pour
Jésus.
to sacrifice. His name is Yahweh Shai. Le vrai nom, il appelle Jésus, mais le vrai nom c'est Yahweh Shai, c'est ça? Mais
Moussa. Non.
Moussa, c'est Moses. Moussa, c'est Moses, pas Moses.
Issa.
Hein?
Issa.
Vous l'appelez Issa, mais son vrai nom c'est Yahweh Shai, parce qu'il était hébreu. Okay? Son nom ne peut pas être Jésus.
Sa mère s'appelle Marie.
Il appelle Mariam, c'est Mariam, mais c'est le vrai nom de Lord, is Yahweh Shai. Donc, même Mary, le nom c'était hébreu. Okay? C'était pas prononcé Maria. Ça c'est une nouvelle chose. C'était en hébreu.
Le livre de 2, Pierre, chapitre 1, verset 20, sachant tout d'abord vous-même qu'aucune prophétie de l'Écriture ne peut être un objet d'interprétation particulière, car ce n'est pas par une volonté d'homme qu'une prophétie a jamais été apportée, mais c'est poussé par le Saint-Esprit que des hommes ont parlé de la part de Dieu.
C'est ça, que c'était l'Esprit de Dieu qui était ouvert la tête des hommes pour dire les prophéties. Parce que tous les prophéties, ça vient. Même on dit de la marque de la bête, ça vient. Tu sais c'est quoi ça? Ça c'est le microchip. Okay? Le chip micro. Il fait ça maintenant. Toutes les choses que tu fais avec le système digital, ça c'est pour le marque de la bête.
Le livre d'Apocalypse, chapitre 13, et verset 16. Et elle fit que tous, petits et grands, riches et pauvres, libres et esclaves, reçussent une marque sur leur main droite ou sur leur front.
Quand tu regardes le mot de la marque, c'est karagma en grec. Ça veut dire quelque chose qui va être inséré. Okay? Parce que ça c'est une chose que tu montres que tu es allégeance avec les élites que tu vois là. Tu vois, et pas Dieu. Tu vois?
Et vous croyez à ça? Vous croyez à les prophètes avant Jésus? Vous croyez?
Oui, bien sûr.
Les Juifs?
Bien sûr.
Vous croyez que le Dieu qu'il a envoyé?
Les Israélites, bien sûr.
Ok, et le Mohammed non?
Non, Mohammed, parce que c'est quoi tous les prophètes arabes comme ils sont les Israélites? Mohammed était pas Israélite, il était un Ishmaélite. Tu vois? Les Arabes sont les Ishmaélites, la plupart.
Mais c'est la même famille.
Non, c'est pas la même famille. Les deux, ça vient d'Abraham, mais c'est pas la même famille.
Parce que Abraham, le fils d'Abraham, c'était Ishmaël. Ibrahim, donc il utilise Ibrahim, mais il vient de. Mohamed vient de la lignée d'Ishmaël. Mais le peuple choisit. On se comprend, tomate, on se comprend. Par contre, la lignée choisie venait de Isaac. Ok? Abraham, Isaac et Jacob Israël. Pas Ishmaël. Ok? Même si Ishmaël a reçu une bénédiction, il a dit que 12 princes viendraient de sa lignée. Par contre, la promesse du royaume appartient à Abraham, Isaac et Israël. Okay?
Psaume 147 et 19. Il relève sa parole à Jacob, ses lois et ses ordonnances à Israël. Il n'a pas agi de même pour toutes les nations. Et elles ne connaissent point ses ordonnances. Louez l'Éternel.
Romains 9. Je dis la vérité en Mashiach, je m'en parle. Ma conscience aussi me rendant témoignage en l'Esprit Saint que j'ai une grande tristesse, une continuelle douleur dans mon cœur, car je pourrais souhaiter que moi-même je sois séparé d'un Mashiach pour mes frères, ma parenté selon la chair.
Selon la chair, ok? Ouais.
Ok, merci beaucoup.
Ouais.
Qui sont israélites, auxquels appartiennent
Israélites.
Israélites.
C'est pas Ishmael, non, c'est juste les Israélites.
Sont israélites, ouais, auxquels appartient l'adoption et la gloire et l'alliance et la dotation de la loi et le service de Dieu, Yahweh Shemashai, et les promesses, de qui sont les pères et desquels, quant à la chair, Mashiach est venu, qui est surtout Dieu, béni pour toujours. Amen.
All right, that's it, perfect. Now read that a little bit. Read that. All right? Yeah, read it in English too.
This is Galatians 3. Galatians 3 and verse 16.
Yep.
And it reads, now to Abraham and his seed were the promise made.
Right.
He said, not to the seeds as of many, but as of one.
As a point.
And to thy seed, which is Yahushua.
Which is Yahweh Shai, right? Keep going.
And this I say, that the covenant that was conferred before of Yahweh and Yahushua, the law, which was 430 years after, cannot disannul, that it should make the promise of none effect. For if the inheritance be
What
of
number you at right now?
18.
No. Don't 28.
Come, Salah. Verse 28.
Yeah.
There is neither Jew nor Greek. There is neither bond nor free. There is neither... Galatians 4 verse 28. Now we, brethren, as Isaac was, are the children of promise.
No, one person direct. Just go ahead. Read.
Come. Galatians 4 verse 28. But we, brethren, as Isaac was, are the children of promise. But as then he that was born after the flesh persecuted him that was born after the spirit.
Right, so it's dealing with Isaac. Isaac is that seed that was of the promise. He was mentioning Ishmael. The Lord was never dealing with Ishmael. Okay, go ahead.
Even so as now, nevertheless, what saith the scripture? Cast out the bondwoman and her son.
Right, yeah, that's Ishmael. So the scripture said, Sarah said to cast out the bondwoman, right, with her son, and the Lord agreed with it because he would not be an inheritance with Isaac. He would not have an inheritance with Isaac, being the promise, which is the kingdom of heaven. Go ahead.
For the son of the bondwoman shall not be heir with son of the free woman.
Right, that's it. Because we're of the free woman, right? Because we're the Israelites, right? Go ahead.
So then, brethren, we are not children of the bondwoman, but of the free.
Right, we're of the free. You see, so that's why the promises belong unto us. Like the brother read in Romans. Matter of fact, get Romans, the 9th chapter again, brother. Get Romans 9. Start with 2. You have it ready? Read it.
You want me to start at 2, you said?
Yeah, start with 2.
Romans 9 and verse 2. That I have great heaviness and continual sorrow in my heart. For I could wish that myself were accursed from Hamashiach, for my brethren, my kinsmen according to the flesh, who are Israelites.
Right, so Paul, pick up your voice. Paul was dealing with what? He was dealing with his brethren. He was wishing that he could have went up on the cross for his brethren, like the Lord did. Okay, he wasn't dealing with the rest of the nations. And that was the apostle to the Gentiles, right? Showing you the Gentiles were Israelites following after heathen customs. Go ahead.
Who are Israelites,
Yep.
to whom pertaineth the adoption
Yep.
and the glory and the covenant.
So all of the adoption is what? The adopting of the people back to the Lord, the Heavenly Father. That's pertaining to the Israelites. Go ahead. The glory is the kingdom. Go ahead.
And the covenants,
The covenants, the first and the second. That's the kingdom. That's everlasting life. All right. That's never sinning again. Because we have to teach these other heathen how not to sin. All right. Because what is Esau doing? He's teaching them wickedness. All right. How to be alphabet people. How to change your sex. That's what Esau's teaching. And he's pushing it to all these nations. Go ahead.
and the giving of the law, and the service of the Most High.
So the service, which is being a prophet, okay, being a man of the Lord, that has to do with the service. That's only given to our people, the Israelites, man. So when he was dealing with Ishmael, the Lord ain't dealing with Ishmael, bro. All right? Sorry to burst your bubble. Go ahead.
And the promises,
Yep.
whose are the fathers, and of whom, as concerning the flesh, Yahushua came,
So the Lord came as concerning the flesh for the Israelites. Go ahead.
who is over all, Yahweh blessed forever. Amen.
Right.
Not as though the word of the Most High had taken none effect, for they are not all Israel, which are of Israel.
Meaning all of our people are not going to be delivered. But the promises is for our people. Okay? 2/3, most of them are going to be wiped out with the wicked. Okay? But there's an elect, there's a chosen amongst us. Okay? Who will be delivered. And will rule with Yahushua. Go ahead.
Neither, because they are the seed of Abraham, are they children,
Yeah.
but in Isaac shall thy seed be
In
called.
Isaac. You see, it's going back to Isaac. It ain't dealing with Ishmael. Go ahead.
That is, they which are the children of the flesh.
Yeah.
These are not the children of Yahweh. but
These
the-
are not the children. Oh, I thought everyone was the son of God. No, these are not the children of God, it says. Go ahead.
But the children of the promise are accounted for the seed.
Right? The children of the promise are counted for the seed. Go ahead.
For this is the word of promise. At this time will I come, and Sarah shall have a son. And not only this, but when Rebekah also had conceived by one, even by our father Isaac.
Keep going, bro. Keep going.
For the children being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil, at the purpose of the Most High, according to election, might stand.
Right.
Not of works, but of him that calleth.
So it's all about election. It's all about you being chosen from the beginning. All right? So if you're not chosen from the beginning, you're not going to do the right thing. Right? Because it wasn't put in your spirit to do the right thing. Just like these Edomites, man. They're not built to do right. Okay? They're built to do wickedness. The people don't get that. That's why they think that Jake is still marching. We shall over, singing the same old song. You don't get these people ain't going to change. You don't get they're the wicked. You didn't get that yet? I don't know if they gave you the memo that they were hanging and lynching you, and they're still shooting you for fun because they're your enemy. You're their enemy. Go ahead. What you got, brother?
This is Matthew 1 and verse 21. And she shall bring forth a son, and thou shalt call his name Yahushua, for he shall save his people from their sins.
Yep. And he shall save his people. Go ahead. Keep going, man.
Verse 22. Now all this was done that it might be fulfilled, which was spoken of the Lord by the prophet saying, Behold, a virgin shall be with child, and shall bring forth a son, and they shall call his name Emmanuel, which being interpreted is the Most High with us. Then Joseph, being raised from deep sleep, from sleep,
Yep.
there as the angel of the Lord had bidden him,
Yep.
and took unto him his
Read
wife.
that again up. Read that up again.
Verse 23. Behold, a virgin shall be with child, and shall bring forth a son, and they shall call his name Emmanuel, which is being interpreted is the Most High with us.
God with us, the Most High with us. But it's just because I didn't want to entice us. You're right. No, what you're saying was perfect. Beautiful. Call the lady y'all right now. I just want to entice the spirit. It's coming with a heavy demonic spirit. We gotta, it's time to gotta tighten up. That's all.
Verse
Do not run. Go ahead.
Verse 24. Then Joseph, being raised from sleep, then as the angel of the Lord had bidden him, and took unto him his wife, and knew her not till she had brought forth her firstborn son, which is called, and he called his name Yahushua.
Right. Right. So Yahushua was came through what? He came through Isaac and then Jacob. Okay, he came through the Israelites. And then eventually came through King David, because that was the promise he made unto King David. All right? So ultimately, there's nothing you could do unless you were chosen, unless you were elected. You see? So that's why the scriptures speak about predestination. See, these Edomites, they don't have the predestination. These other nations don't have the predestination. So he's talking about Muhammad and Ishmael. Muhammad, he's not a prophet, because the Lord, he's not an Israelite. Okay?
Real quick. Genesis 21:10. Wherefore she said unto Abraham, cast out this bondwoman and her son, for the son of this bondwoman shall not be heir with my son, even with Isaac.
That's right. That's right. That's right. All right. So ultimately, it's all dealing with the Israelites. Everything goes back to the Israelites, because that's who the Lord is dealing with. That's who the Lord is going to raise up. That's who's going to have the knowledge. Okay? He didn't give his knowledge unto any other nation. All right? And no other nation will get the knowledge until the kingdom where we have to teach them. Get me Isaiah in a second. What you got? Isaiah?
Psalms 147.
Go ahead.
Psalms 147 and verse 19. He showeth his word unto Jacob, and his statutes and his judgments unto Israel.
Right.
He hath not dealt so with any nation.
He has not dealt so with any nation. He's not dealing with any nation on that level. Okay? But he's dealing with us. Go ahead.
And as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua.
Right. And they don't know the judgments of the Lord, because it's not in them to know. But we're going to have to teach them when we get back in the kingdom. And that's really when the earth is going to flourish, right? All right? Get me Isaiah 14, that all the kings lie in glory. Okay? That one. Go ahead.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 2 and verse 3. And many people shall go and say, come ye, and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, to the house of the power of Jacob.
Yeah.
And he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his path.
Yeah.
For out of Zion shall go forth the law.
So all these heathens are going to come to us, and they're going to learn the ways of righteousness.
That's right.
And that's when the earth is going to flourish. They're not going to be eating abominations that need to clean the sea. That Moab eating anything that walks. Right? They ain't going to be eating anything that walks, man. We're going to eat the righteous foods, the things that are created to be eaten. And there's a lot of choice. There's many varieties of clean foods, man. Countless clean fish, countless clean beasts that you can eat, man. See? But no, Moab's going to go pick up a squid. No, you're not going to eat that in the kingdom, man. Certain things are meant to do certain things for the ecosystem for a reason, man. All right? So once that's taken out, that what it does, it pollutes the water, it pollutes the ecosystem in general, man. So we have to teach all these other nations the right way. Go ahead.
For out of Zion shall go forth the law, and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem.
Right, the word of the Lord from Jerusalem.
And he shall judge among the nations, and shall rebuke many people.
Yeah.
And they shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks.
Yeah.
Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore.
Right, they ain't going to mean what? There ain't going to be no more war on the earth. When we're back in power, there's not going to be any more war on the earth. Right? Everything's going to be peaceful, man. And if they try to step up, well, guess what? It's going to stop the rain. Yo, it's going to go like that. The rain's going to stop. Or we might just send some extra rain, some extra thunder. Because if you give crops too much rain, it will destroy the crops too. You see?
I think there's a visit today. It's going to be chariots too, right?
Around amongst us.
Amongst us.
Yep. The presence of the Lord, man. He's going to be with us, man. Go ahead. Go ahead.
This is Isaiah 14 and verse 18. All the kings of the nations, even all of them, lie in glory, every one in his own house. But thou art cast out of thy grave like an abominable branch.
Yeah, so all these other nations, they're going to be able to live and flourish in their own lands, in their own spaces, okay, under a righteous rulership. But you Edomites are going to be cast out. There's nothing that you Edomites can do, man. All right? Spirits is something else, though. Go ahead.
Like an abominable branch, and as the raiment of those that are slain, thrust through with the sword, that go down to the stones of the pit, as a carcass trodden under feet.
Yeah. What you got, bro? Got something? These ain't holy precepts. Alright? About the families that use the phone. You got something?
Isaiah 60 and 11. Therefore, thy gates shall be open continually. They shall not be shut day or night, that men may bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles, and that their kings may be brought.
That's it. All right? They're going to be brought to us. Matter of fact, get Joel the 3rd chapter. Matter of fact, you can get Joel the 3rd chapter. Get Joel the 3rd chapter going backward. You know, the judgment they're going to receive because of what they did. You go down to like the 10th verse. Right? Go ahead.
Amos chapter 3 and verse 2. You only have I known of all the families of the earth.
Yeah.
Therefore I will punish you for all your iniquities.
Right, so that's why he punished us, because we're the ones that he looks at. That's okay, because we're his sons. Like if you have a son and his friend is over, right? You're not gonna, if your son does something wrong, you're gonna chastise your son. That's not your child. Okay? In the island it's something different. Everyone gets it, but mostly it's your son, because that's your son. What you got? Yep.
Joel 3.
Yep. Start where it says sold to the nations.
Oh, come. This is Joel 3 and verse 6. The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the Grecians.
Right. You sold the so-called Negroes to the so-called white people. Okay? Speaking of Hamites and Ishmaelites. Right? All right, go ahead.
That ye might remove them far from their border.
Yeah.
Behold, I will raise them out of the place whither ye have sold them.
So out of the places where we were scattered, because they're still in that land, whether it's America, Jamaica, Brazil. Got some of our people in India too. Got India, you got Philippines, different places. They were scattered around. England, okay? They're going to be raised up. And now we're learning that we're Israelites. This is that raising. Go ahead.
And I will
Give me Isaiah the 37th. Go ahead.
And I will return your recompense upon your own head. And I will sell your sons and your daughters in the hand of the children of Judah, and they shall sell them to the Sabians, to a people far off, for the Lord has
So
spoken
that's
it.
called recompense. That's called payback. All right, we're going to get our lick. The Lord deals with, he's a just power. Okay, so when you do something, there's a reaction. You can't just sweep things under the rug. All right, everything is going to come back. Beloved, the rug is going to be lifted up eventually. You can pile up all you want under the rug. Eventually, the rug is going to be lifted up. You know? And that's why you got a lot of these different nations. Like even India's one, the leaders, they're cursing out America because of the hypocrisy. All right? And we see the hypocrisy. All right? And the Lord sees the hypocrisy. What you got?
This is the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 5 and verse 10.
Yep.
For we must all appear before the judgment seat of Yahushua, that everyone may receive the things done in his body according to that he has done, whether it be good or bad.
Whether it be good or bad. If you did righteousness, you're going to receive a reward. If you did wickedness, you're going to receive, judgment. Okay? As simple as that. All right? Go ahead.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 16 and 12. As his mercy is great, so is his correction.
Yep.
He judges a man according to his works.
According to his works, man. See? What you got, brother?
Ezekiel 37 and verse 7. So I prophesied as I was commanded. As I prophesied, there was a noise, and behold, a shaking, and the bones came together, bone to his bone. And when I beheld, lo, the sinews and the flesh came up upon them, and the skin covered them above, but there was no breath in them.
Right. So that's what you see Israelites knowing that they're Israelites. They're going to Mike Tyson pulling out that shallow wall. But that was probably a setup. That seemed like a setup. I don't know if that was on TMZ. Was that on TMZ too? Okay, well anyways, that was yeah. Okay, well TMZ's that's a serpent. That's serpent news, man. Okay, everything they're devils, boy. That dude, that Levy guy, or whatever that guy is, that Amalekite, that's a real Satanist, boy. That guy, I remember when they did to Lamar Odom, I was watching the show, I was like, yo, these guys are devils. You got Jakes that's doing it to and with it. So all you people that are following Esau and his wickedness, his lies, deception, they're going to be judged with it. Wicked, weak ass people. It's always a cool around. All right? Even when it came to taking out our people, there was Negroes that was doing that in 1782 with the Romans, generally. Who do you think was helping taking down the Gadites out? A lot of them was Judah, all right, the Buffalo Soldiers, man. And you had Gads, man. Gad scouts that was selling out other Gads. And then they were put on the same way. So all you people that are following after this devil, you're gonna go down with it, man. All right? What you got, man?
Jeremiah 5 and verse 26. For among my people are found wicked men. They lay wait as he that setteth snares. They set a trap, they catch men.
They set a trap, they catch men. Okay? They set a trap, they catch men. You see? That's how they move. You see? Instead of trying to trap you when your word vocab comes up, now you know, you're gonna kill me. You know? So he's setting the snare. Those are not the agents, man. He's doing world tours trying to harass and follow the Hebrew Israelites, man. Why don't you get a life, man? You're following us around. Why don't you go get a life, man? All right? What you got, brother?
Proverbs 12 and 26. The righteous is more excellent than his neighbor, but the way of the wicked seduces them.
The way of the wicked seduces them. Meaning what? We're around these devils, we're around these Edomites, and you learn their ways, man. You see how Jake operates, man. Jake is completely bugged out, man. All right? Jake is completely out of it. You can see the spirit that's on Jake. Jake got an Edomite spirit on him, like, you know? Like he's half Jake, half Edomite. He's walking, you know his mentality, you know if you ask him about the flamers, you know what he's gonna say. It's like, it's all right, like, what is this? Yeah, you can tell, you can see this, man. They're spiritually, they're Edomites, man. That's what the angels is gonna look at you too, man. When the angels see you, when they come for you, they're gonna look at you as an Edomite. Right? So look at that little Edomite. What you got, brother?
Sirach 10 and verse 2. As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers.
Yeah.
And what manner of man the ruler of a city is, such are all they that dwell therein.
Right. They're all wicked, they're all evil, they're all low vibration. They're all about getting the bad. Look how Jake lives in this gang shit. Who they get that from? They got that lifestyle from Esau, man. Okay? Zoe power, that gang, that cowboy shit. You got that from the Esau, man. Jake wasn't living, like, I mean, there was always wicked Jakes around, always Jakes that was robbing and doing different things. But you didn't just necessarily go into ancient Israel and you see a few dudes leaning on the wall. You know? You feel intimidated for no reason, they don't know you. Where you from? Sakafe. Where you from? That's a new thing, man. That's you following after Esau, bro. Okay? That's how Esau's that cowboy lifestyle. Don't call the tobacco. They all spit the tobacco out. That's that new stuff, man. Right? What you got, brother?
This is the book of St. John, chapter 8, and verse 44.
Yep.
And it reads, "Ye are of your father, the devil, and the lust of your father you will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth."
Right, so a lot of these Israelites, they're falling after Esau. Esau's like their spiritual dad. You see how the apostles is our spiritual father. Yahweh Shai above him is our spiritual father. Right? Their spiritual father is Satan and the Edomites.
Right? Because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own.
Right, that's why they need Esau to validate something. Okay, because if Esau doesn't say it, then he ain't validated. It's not validated.
Right? For he is a liar and the father of it.
Right. What you got, brother?
This is Isaiah 30 and verse 1. Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with the covering, but not of my spirit, that they might add sin to sin, that walk down to go into Egypt, and have not asked at my mouth, to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh, and to trust in the shadow of Egypt.
So they trusted this government, man. They don't trust in Yahweh Shai. And this government's about to stab you in the back heavily. All right, they're setting up that give me Revelations 13 and 10 again. They're setting up that digital system to give you that mark of the beast, that microchip, man. All right, and they're gonna put you in hardcore slave. That's some real slave. You're gonna wish you could go back to chattel slave. All right, you ain't gonna be able to do shit. All right, you're gonna be super suppressed. All right, they're gonna try to tell you. Esau trying to get to the point where he can tell you I'm gonna how much times you can have sex. Oh, it's too much carnal admission for today. So you keep trusting in this devil, man. You're gonna get a rude awakening, man.
But verse 3, therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion.
If you took the juice, you should be ashamed. If you took that juice, that VAXX they were offering, you should be ashamed. And now all of a sudden, where did it go? What happened to Gobi? I heard about Gobi like took a vacation. Where did it go? These people are going nuts about that shit. Yo, take the juice, take the juice. See, I can't even say it, so I don't want to say it too much, but you know what I'm saying? Take the juice. I gotta say, take the juice. They taking on our channels and shit, you know? But ultimately, hey, you see now, it's not stable trusting in this devil. The scriptures speak about having faith in an unfaithful person is like a broken tooth or like a foot out of joint. All right, so they're going to be ashamed trusting in this song. What you got, bro?
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 36, and verse 8. And it reads, Lo, thou trustest in the staff of this broken reed on Egypt, whereon if a man lean, it will go into his hand and pierce it. So is Pharaoh, king of Egypt, to all that trust in him.
Yeah, you're gonna be hurt by this. This system gonna stab you in the back, like I said. All right, but specifically, it's gonna pierce your hand. Okay, you understand? And when it pierces your hand, you're gonna find out, man. The Lord is gonna have a target on that. You don't want that. You don't want that. Go ahead. What you got, Joseph?
Jeremiah 17:5. Thus saith the Lord,
Go ahead.
cursed be the man that trusteth in man, and maketh flesh his arm, and whose heart departed from the Lord.
Right. Right. You trusted in, plus you trusted in, you're not just trusting in any man, you're trusting in the devil himself, man. Esau, Edom, man. Right? What you got, brother?
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 15, and verse 5. For who shall have pity upon thee, O Jerusalem? And who shall bemoan thee? And who shall go aside to ask how thou doest?
That's right. They don't give a damn about you Israelites. They don't care about you Jakes, man. All right? You Jakes trying to fight for Ukraine. Ukraine is racist. They hate you Jakes over there. When you trying to fight for Ukraine. How dumb could a Jake be? Jake is simple. He gets simpler every day. Every day these Jakes get more stupid. Like where were they at when you were getting shot? There's someone that let's take a plane and go march with Jake. To go march with the so-called black. No, there was shit about you, man. Or you Native Americans or you black so-called Latinos, man. Okay? Because we're all Israelites. Go ahead.
Thou hast forsaken me, saith the Lord. Thou art gone backward. Therefore will I stretch out my hand against thee and destroy thee. I am weary with repenting. And I will fan them with the fan in the gates of the land. I will bereave them of children. I will destroy my people since they return not from their ways.
That's it, man. That's it. So the Lord is going to destroy you for following after the devil instead of following him. He sent us out here. He sent the prophets out here to warn you. So you can't say you never heard it, man. Don't say, no, I never heard this before. No, you heard it. You were in front of it. As long, you just need to hear the word once. And then you're sealed, man. Either you're going to be judged for bad or you're going to be get rewarded. All right? Based upon your actions, man. You see? Or what you think in your head, because the angels are all watching. All right? They're listening, they're watching. Okay? You see? And when you go home and your mother's catch cancer, you go learn. You know? And you say, oh my God, why me? All right? And the angel, we're going to be laughing at you too. All right? Okay? We're going to be laughing at you. Weirdo kids. We're a bunch of weirdos in this generation. What you got, bro?
Ezekiel 7:25. Destruction cometh, and they shall seek peace, and there shall be none.
Right. They think they're going to be, they always going to think about what's going to happen this summer. This is bad. Summer is not going to be what you think. Right? I don't, you know what I'm saying? And even if it is, right, a month later, you're going to see. You thought the lockdowns was bad, you're going to see what Esau has cooking. Right? What you got, brothers?
Verse 28, verse 24. Wherefore I will bring the worst of the heathen and they shall possess their houses. I will also make the pomp of the strong to cease, and their holy places shall be defiled. Verse 26, mischief shall come upon mischief, and rumor shall be upon rumor. Then shall they seek a vision of the prophet, but the law shall perish from the priest, and counsel from the ancients.
That's more observation.
This is Jeremiah 2 and verse 20. For of old time I have broken thy yoke and burst thy bands, and thou sayest, I will not transgress. When upon every high hill and under every green tree thou wanderest playing the harlot.
That's it, man. So you Jakes, you better get right, man. You better get right with Yahweh Shem Yahushua, because judgment is coming down on the earth, man. All right? And it's going to be heavy. Once the doors of mercy close, there ain't no more coming in. Just like when the ark closed, man. So with that, we're going to give all praises going on it.
To Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushua, Ba'Shem Yahushua.
Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations, much love, respect to Akim out there pushing this word out, truth and sincerity. Shalom.
Shalom.
Kwame Yashara.
Kwame Yashara.